It's a hot and steamy day here in Brewster, Massachusetts, but we're ready for baseball here at Stony Brook Field. Whitey Red Sox travel to face the Brewster Whitecaps for the fourth time this summer. Red Sox trail the series 2-1 to the Whitecaps and have split a game apiece here at Stony Brook Field in Brewster. Alongside Brian McLaughlin, I'm TJ Mathewson. And Brian, yesterday we saw another collapse of a pitching performance. In the last 8 days, the Red Sox have given up 13-plus runs 3 times, and that was more the case yesterday. A 13-2 loss at home to the Wareham Gatemen, and a game the Gatemen led from start to finish and really jumped all over the Whitey pitching.
Yeah, they were hitting for extra bases, just hitting the ball really hard. They had almost double-digit extra base hits yesterday. A couple of home runs, a lot of doubles, a triple scattered in there as well. Just crushing the baseball against the Whitey pitching staff yesterday, and it was all Gateman from the beginning. The staff has been on such a roller coaster ride. They can have a great shutdown performance, or they're giving up a lot of runs. They've struggled to just hang in there and get runners out, get batters out with runners on base.
Outside of those 3 games, only once did the Red Sox give up more than 4 runs in a game. In the games they didn't give up those 13 runs. But they're going to turn to a guy, Ryan Hare, the redshirt junior out of UNLV, looking to bounce back in his second start of the summer. The first one back on July 4th. He threw 3 1/3 innings, allowed 2 runs and 6 hits, and walked 3 against Hyannis. Again, they gave up 7 runs, but still managed to come out with the victory. And I'm going to think that the Red Sox are going to want to see a better performance here from Hare today, who struggled this command and left some balls over the middle of the plate that got knocked around the park by Hyannis.
And he couldn't go deep in any counts or deep in the game just because he was in so many deep counts. A lot of 3-ball counts, even when he wasn't walking guys. He was falling behind, and that allowed Hyannis to jump out and get him out of the game early. So definitely the Whitey Red Sox are hoping for a better performance this time out for Ryan Hare.
And on a day like today, Brian, in the midst of a long 25, I believe, game-in-a-row streak, this hot day is the bullpen. A little tired, a little taxed. Pitchers at this point are getting sent home. Red Sox released a couple position players yesterday, but sounds like there's going to be more releases on the horizon. They're going to look to probably piece it together in what's been a really shoddy pitching performance from the staff. From the lineup, though, they were surprisingly quiet yesterday against a Wareham pitching staff that's not really overpowering. You saw Noah Campbell go 0 for 4 yesterday. You saw Austin Wells go 0 for 3. Wyatt Young was able to collect 2 hits, but otherwise a pretty underwhelming performance from the offense yesterday.
This offense needs a spark right now. It's all Wyatt Young and Austin Wells. Brad Beasley's had a great last week or so he's moved up into the 2 spot today. Maybe that can get the offense going. Noah Campbell moved down in the order. He's been struggling a bit as late. I wouldn't be shocked to see Scott Pickler try to give Campbell a day off, maybe within the next couple games or so, to see if he can really get his legs underneath him and get him going. But this offense in need of a major spark right now.
So Red Sox and Whitecaps coming up in about 7 minutes here from Stony Brook Field. We'll step aside for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups and first pitch on the other side of this break on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Anthem is sung here at Stony Brook Field, and we're ready to get underway from Brewster, Massachusetts. Red Sox entering this game 14-9-1 and have lost their last 2 ball games. Here's the lineup Scott Pickler will send to the plate against the Kentucky Wildcat Daniel Harper. Leading off, the shortstop is Wyatt Young. Center fielder Brad Beasley bats second, and Austin Wells will bat third. Third baseman is Riley King. He'll bat cleanup. The left fielder Noah Campbell moving down in the lineup. He'll bat fifth. Jack Thomas Wold in the designated hitter role, batting sixth. Batting seventh, we have first baseman Tate Samuelson. The right fielder Jake Palmer will bat eighth. And rounding out the 9 will be the second baseman Gavin Dugas. They'll face a guy in Daniel Harper, 0-1, an ERA at 5.40 on this summer, appearing in his 4th game and starting his 3rd total. His 3rd start and his 4th appearance. In 10 innings, he struck out 8 and walked 6. A 3-pitch guy, a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. At Kentucky this spring, a 4.70 ERA. Led the team in appearances out of the bullpen. Didn't start a single contest in those 28 games. 46 innings. Allowed 43 hits, struck out 42, and walked 16. He stands at 6'4", 215 pounds, a native of Fairway, Kansas. So Wyatt Young getting set to come to the plate. He'll lead it off for Whitey. Red Sox looking to snap a 2-game losing streak. The pitching and offense both have struggled the last 2 days. The Whitey pitching staff gave up 13 runs yesterday, while the offense has scored 2 runs in back-to-back contests on a really hot, muggy day. A temperature sitting in the upper 80s, humidity right around 50%. Here in Brewster, Mass, it is steamy. So Wyatt Young, the league's second leading hitter, is about ready to go. Fox College Sports here today at Stony Brook Field. So we are waiting for the good to go from the TV people in commercial break. The umpires today for here in Brewster, Charlie Cuvero is behind the plate. Reed Vivieras is over on at first, and Rick Emerson is over at third. The Whitecaps defense from left to right in the outfield. It's Brett Auerbach in left field, Jesse Franklin in center field, and Tyler Gentry in right. Tyler Hardman is at third base. Gage Workman, the Sun Devil of Arizona State, is at short. Marcos Castanon is at second base. Mason Dodd, former Katuitt Kettleer, appearing in his first game with the Whitecaps, is over on at first base. And Christian Molfetta will form the battery with Daniel Harper here today. Still in TV timeout. It's just everyone's now standing around and waiting for this first pitch to start. About a minute from now, 5:05 is usually when these 5 o'clock starts happen here with TV. So Harper is going to take one more toss, and it's announced we're about to get underway.
Leading off for the YD Red Sox.
So Young will stride to the plate, a 377 hitter, second in the league in hitting.
Young.
Zach DeLoach of Falmouth leads with an even 400 average. Has really caught fire here lately. We saw him earlier this summer. Average wasn't quite up there. Now all of a sudden hitting 400 with 3 bombs and 12 RBIs.
He's a big part of why Falmouth is now 12-9-1. That offense has come alive for the Commodores. They're making a push.
So here's Young, an offense that can use a push. Whitey's right here.
Yeah.
So Young digs in. He hits 380 versus right-handed pitchers, and he'll get to face one today in Daniel Harper. The 6'4" Kansas native works out of the windup on the first base side. Peers in at Molfetta as Wyatt Young will dig in. Takes a deep breath, winds, and first pitch underway. Young shows bunt, pops it up. First base side, drops in front of the second baseman, Castanon, and it'll be a base hit for Wyatt Young. That's the second time this summer we've seen Wyatt Young do that. He gets a pitch up in the zone, squares around the bunt, ends up popping it up, but perfectly between the pitcher and Harper and the second baseman, Castanon. And once it drops, it stays up in the air so long that with the good speed of Young, and it's an infield single.
Big smile on his face over there at first, laughing with the dugout. He knows he got away with one, but placed it perfectly. That's right where you want to put it on the drag bunt between that pitcher, first baseman, and second baseman.
Here's Brad Beasley. Digs in from the right side, the junior out of Cal Poly. Waits the first pitch from Harper. Fastball called a strike at the knees, and the count's 0-1. Beasley has been moved up into the 2-hole today. out in center field, hitting .330 over his last 10 games. Wyatt Young will lead off of first. He swiped 5 bags this summer. He's 5 for 7. 0-1 instead of turn and throw to first, and Young dives back in time. Brushes off his hand a couple of times. The count's 0-1. Crowd filling in here in Brewster. Many more folks sitting out on the shade on the left field side. Out of the range of the sun. 0-1 to Beasley. Fastball called a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Smart decision by them. It is hot here in the sun.
Don't blame him, although it's hot in the shade here today as well. Definitely just it's a warm one.
East Coast summers, lots of humidity. 0-2 the count on Brad Beasley. Harper's going to come set right at the belt, and the 0-2. Change up there, misses a bit low, and the count's 1-2 on Brad.
Beasley can really handle it well at the plate. I think that's why you see him moved up to that 2-hole. He fits well between Young and Wells. Get Campbell, move him down just in the lineup a bit, try to switch things up.
He's got 5 doubles and a home run this season, hitting .240 overall. 1-2 on the way. Fastball stays upstairs, right above the letters of Beasley, and the count evens at 2-2. Whitecaps lost their last game last night to Orleans, a 6-3 loss. That batting order struck out 12 times against Orleans pitching. Well, the pitching staff of Brewster as Young goes from first. Fastball misses low for a ball. Throw down to second. In time to get Young. Strong throw from Christian Molfetta behind the plate. Guns down Wyatt Young. So Young's caught stealing for the first out of the ball game here in the top of the first inning. Looked like he got a decent jump out there, but Molfetta, a good throw from behind the plate right on the bat. So Beasley digs in. Borderline pitch missed, low, 3 balls and 2 strikes now on it, on that stolen base. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. That'll be ball 4 to Brad Beasley. He'll jog down to first and take his base. And a 1-out base runner now here for Austin Wells.
From Arizona. Number
That just
16.
shows you how
Austin
confident Brad
Wells.
Beasley's feeling at the plate right now.
Seeing the ball so well. He took a couple borderline pitches that were called balls in that at-bat. Just has a good feel for the strike zone right now.
So Beasley, who's now hit or reached base pardon here to start today. 2-hole hitter with an out. Here's Austin Wells. First pitch, swing, and a foul straight back. And the count's 0-1. Wells, .310 hitter this summer. 5 doubles, tied for the league lead with 5 home runs. In fact, today we have the 2 leading home run hitters in the Cape, Tyler Hardman and Austin Wells, facing off here at Stony Brook Field, each with 5. Wells digs back in, and the 0-1. Breaking ball, changeup misses low and in the dirt. It'll get all the way through the wickets of Molfetta into the backstop. Beasley will advance to second. He'll make a wide turn, but stay put right there. So a ball just gets through the legs of Christian Molfetta. A changeup there from Harper. And the count's going to be 1-1 on Wells with the runner in scoring position. And a chance for Whitey to get on the board early. So Harper now still in the stretch, now with the runner Beasley on at second. He has the shortstop Gage Workman shading right behind him. Harper will set. Take a look back at second, fire home the 1-1. Fastball stays upstairs to Wells. Brushes around his eye level, and the count's 2-1.
Scoring opportunity here for the Red Sox. It would really do them good to jump out in front after playing from behind both of the last 2 days.
The Las Vegas native was 0 for 3 yesterday with a walk in the loss versus Wareham. Harper will come set. Peek back at second and Beasley again in the 2-1. Fastball again. Stays high. It'll be ball 3, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Harper hasn't had elite control this summer. 6 walks in 10 innings. He's only struck out 8 opposed to those 6 walks. You're sitting at 1 walk and 1 strikeout apiece. Not great. Harper will peek back at second again. 3-1. Fastball way high. Not even close. So back-to-back walks here for the Red Sox. In the top of the first inning, that'll bring up the third baseman, Riley King, and now showing how costly that stolen base is for Wyatt Young. Bases could be loaded here with no one out.
I didn't hate the chance that Wyatt Young took. You just obviously you don't want to make it out on the base paths. But early in this game, I don't mind trying to get into scoring position there. But all three men have reached base against Harper. So that's a good sign for the Red Sox.
So here's King. He hits 250 with runners in scoring position as he bats from the right side. Chance to drive in a run here. First pitch, changeup misses low. And the count's 1-0 on King.
You and I both noticed today the RBI numbers for a cleanup man pretty low for King. 16 chances with runners in scoring position, 4 hits. So like you said, 250. And I think Pick and King both would like to see that number rise a bit.
A guy that's batting behind the league leader almost in average as he swings at the 1-0, fouls it straight back. Count evens at 1-1. And the league leader in third now in the league in RBIs is Austin Wells, but tied for the lead in home runs. That he'd drive in a few more runs. But he's only sitting at 2 so far this summer, hitting .309. The redshirt sophomore out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. This past season with the Bulldogs hit .295. 1-1 from Harper. Breaking ball swung on and missed from King, and the count is now 1-2.
And King hitting .309. I mean, he's done a great job in the cleanup role overall. It's just would love for him to drive in a couple of these runs. He's been making adjustments at the plate. It's starting to come together, I think.
Was a bit of a late addition to the Red Sox roster. Arrived about a week and a half in. 1-2. Breaking ball. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. No argument from Riley King. He sat down looking on. Looked like the changeup there from Harper. There's 2 down and 2 on for the Red Sox. And Noah Campbell batting in the 5 spot today. Looked to do some damage here with 2 outs. So Campbell, who's been really struggling his last 10 games, hitting just .200. He'll bat from the left side against Harper, looking to drive it a 2-out run. Red Sox have lost their last 2. Look to bounce back here against the Whitecaps, who they trail in the season series. Campbell swinging at the first pitch. Grounds it over to first. Fielding it is Mason Dodd. Stumbles a bit. Relays the throw over to first. And the pitcher Harper covering the bag. And the 6'4" man out of Kentucky is there to field it and step on the pillow for out number 3 here in the first inning. Red Sox get 3 base runners, get 1 thrown out on the base paths on the caught stealing, and leave 2 on. We'll head to the bottom of the first here from Stony Brook Field. No score between Brewster and Whitey on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the first inning here from Stony Brook Field. It's the Red Sox nothing and the Whitecaps coming to the plate to face the redshirt junior out of UNLV, Ryan Hare. In his second start of the summer, here's the lineup. He'll face, starting off with the left fielder, Brett Auerbach. Jesse Franklin, the center fielder, will bat second. Tyler Gentry, the right fielder, will bat third. Designated hitter is TJ Collette. He'll bat cleanup. The third baseman, Tyler Hardman, will bat fifth. Mason Dodd will bat sixth. Gage Workman, the shortstop, will bat seventh. The catcher, Christian Molfetta, will bat 8th, and rounding out the 9 will be Marcos Castanon, the second baseman. So Ryan Hare, redshirt junior out of UNLV, will step in to face Brett Auerbach. Hitting .296 this summer, he bats right-handed. Right-hander Hare kicks and fires home the first pitch. Breaking ball misses away, and the count's 1-0 on Auerbach. So Hare, a native of Lakewood, California, working out of the windup quickly, 1-0. Fastball misses high, and the count's 2-0. Struggled in his last time out. Walked 3, allowed 6 hits over 3 1/3. Base runners aplenty in that 4th of July win against Hyannis. 2-0. The count's called a fastball called a strike, and the count's 2-1. But the Red Sox, facing multiple 2-run deficits in that ball game, able to come back and win 9-7. 2-1. Fastball stays upstairs, and the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike.
Early 3-ball count for Hare. It's just this team, especially Hare, is falling behind hitters. Hope this starts here early.
Hare kicks 3-1. Fastball misses inside, and that's ball 4. Not a good start for Ryan Hare. He walks Brett Auerbach on
Now batting.
5 pitches to start this ball game.
Michigan.
And Auerbach with 6 steals over on at first base. We'll bring up Jesse Franklin. First time we're seeing Franklin this summer. The Michigan Wolverine was part of Michigan's run to the College World Series final, where they fell in 3 games to the Vanderbilt Commodores. The starting center fielder for Michigan and the starting center fielder for Brewster today, all Big Ten third team member. First pitch, breaking ball from Hare, misses down and inside to the left-handed hitting Franklin, and it's 1-0. And Franklin's first action yesterday was 1 for 4. Hit .262 this season in 68 games with the Wolverines. Hit him well over 300 last year, 324 for Michigan, 1-0. In his true freshman year, as the 1-0 called a strike on the outside corner, and the count's 1-1. Power numbers up volume-wise, more doubles, more home runs for Franklin. The slugging percentage, though, down, under 500. Bats left-handed, native of Seattle, Washington. Waits the 1-1. And the count. Pitch misses low, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Franklin attended Seattle Prep in Seattle and made his way to the Maize and Blue of Michigan. 2-1 on the way. Swinging a rocket through the right field side and into right field for a base hit. Auerbach will round the bag at second and stay right there, as Jake Palmer will get it in from his spot and right. So early, two base runners for against Ryan Hare.
Number 28.
That'll bring up the right fielder, Tyler Gentry. Defense for the Red Sox, Noah Campbell out in left field, Brad Beasley in center, and Jake Palmer in right. Riley King's over on at third base. Wyatt Young at shortstop, Gavin Dugas at second, Tate Samuelson at first. Austin Wells will do the catching for Ryan Hare today. First 2 base runners reach against Hare. Looking to weed his way out of trouble. Now facing Tyler Gentry. .234 average for him. 13 RBIs. First pitch, called a strike, breaking ball from Hare, and the count's 0-1. He peers in out of the stretch. Austin Wells gets his side. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there from Hare. That one dove right into the dirt, into the glove of Austin Wells. Gets Gentry to swing right over the top of it. And the count's 0-2. Gentry up near the top of the Cape League in strikeouts this year. He struck out 21 times across just 6 walks. Hare will peek back at second in the 0-2. Fastball misses away. Dust pops up from the glove of Austin Wells as that one entered the leather. Making a little bit of a cloud around home plate. The count will be 1-2. Just that kind of day here in Brewster. A pretty dusty, dry day. Air's not dry, very muggy and humid, but not too much perspiration on the ground. 1-2, there go the runners on a double steal. Throw down to third by Wells will be not in time. So Auerbach will swipe third. Following him is Jesse Franklin. He'll take second. So the Whitecaps a perfectly executed double steal.
Designated hitter.
As Gentry will strike out swinging there with one out. The Whitecaps will have a runner in scoring, 2 runners in scoring position for TJ Collette, the designated hitter out of Kentucky.
Throw was just a bit high from Austin Wells up that third baseline.
So Hare's going to have to dodge out of some trouble here with 2 runners in scoring position. He'll fire the first pitch to Collette. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Wells. And it counts 1-0. The wind is gusting out towards left field, not a hard breeze. The flag out beyond the right center field fence, half-heartedly gusting that way. You're on about an 85-degree day from Brewster. Whitecaps leading the season series with the Red Sox 2-1. Harris going to set, and the 1-0. Swinging a chopper at home plate, trickles foul. Off the chain link fence just to our left, situated on the first base side of home plate. It counts even at 1-1. Stands starting to fill up a little bit more as the temperature has gone down. Fox College Sports is here in Brewster today. You have that channel in your cable package, put up on your TV. Hare gets the sign from Wells, taps his foot a few times and comes set. And the 1-1. Fastball misses away, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. Here on Collette. Collette left this Brewster lineup for a few days, went to participate in the home run derby. College home run derby. Was bounced in the second round. We'll see who's going to get a selection in the Cape League home run hitting contest coming up here in a couple weeks. Is the 2-1 swing and a rope out to right field. Right in the tracks of Jake Palmer. He's there. He'll make the catch. Tagging at third is Auerbach. He'll come in to score. Throw will go to third. Franklin tags, heads that way. The throw will not be in time. So a sacrifice fly into right field will score Brett Auerbach. And the leadoff walk comes back to bite Ryan Hare. It's 1-0 Whitecaps.
Oklahoma. Number 42.
Strong throw from Jake Palmer into third to try and get Jesse Franklin, but good speed there from the Brewster center fielder. So now runner on third with 2 outs, and Tyler Hardman, tied for the Cape League lead in home runs with Austin Wells, will step to the plate.
Another big hitter for the Whitecaps. There's so many up and down this lineup. Crush the ball.
Hare will set, first pitch, swing and a miss from the Oklahoma product, right over the top of a fastball, and it's 0-1.
Getting ahead, definitely a game changer for Hare.
Hardman stands at 6'3", 210 pounds. Out of the University of Oklahoma. Teammates with legend Smith. 0-1, swing and a ground ball towards third, right into the glove of Riley Smith, off to his left. Winds and throws to first in time to retire Hardman for out number 3.
Hey, fans.
The Whitecaps get on the board, a sacrifice fly from TJ Collette, and Ryan Hare able to dodge out of more trouble by getting Hardman to ground out to end the inning. So we'll head to the top of the second inning here from Stony Brook Field. It's the Whitecaps 1 and the Red Sox 0 here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the second inning here from Stony Brook Field. Whitecaps leading the Red Sox 1-0, as it's going to be 6, 7, and 8 in the Whitey lineup set to come to the plate. Jack Thomas Wold, Tate Samuelson, and Jake Palmer set to come to the plate. TJ Mathewson and Brian McLaughlin here from Brewster with you. First pitch to Wold, misses up and inside, a fastball from Daniel Harper. It's 1-0. Harper walked a pair, allowed an infield base hit to Wyatt Young on a pop-up bunt in the first inning, but got out of it unscathed. Right-hander out of Kentucky, out of the windup, now steps off as home plate umpire Charlie Cavero called time. Thomas Wold stepped out. 1-0 to Wold, swing and a fly ball, foul territory, left field side. It gets out of play. Wold hitting .271 this summer, 4 doubles, a home run that came all the way back on opening day. The first run scored of the Cape League season. 1-1, swing and a fly ball, headed out towards left center field. Tracking it is Jesse Franklin. He guides underneath it and will settle under it, make the catch for out number 1. Here in the top of the second inning, Wold gives it a decent ride, but Franklin able to track that one down.
The first baseman from Cal Poly, St. Louis Obispo.
He always connects with it. It's not always sure, but he's also been going through a little bit banged up at the moment, but hopefully he can get healthy and start to show it off.
So here's Tate Samuelson, hitting .222 on the summer. First pitch swinging, grounds one right at the second baseman, and Castanon, he makes the fields it. An easy throw over to first base, and that's quickly in time to retire Samuelson. And 2 quick outs for the Red Sox here in the top of the second inning.
From UC Irvine.
So Jake Palmer, the right fielder, will now step in.
Jake.
He's been
Palmer.
Hot over his last 10 games, hitting well over 300 at .333. He's walked more than he struck out this summer. 8 walks to 7 strikeouts. Out of UC Irvine, the sophomore bats left-handed. Harper winds, first pitch. Fastball, called a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. So after a long top of the first inning, Red Sox work some counts. It's been the opposite here in the top of the second. More aggressive at the plate. 0-1. Swing and a miss from Palmer. Couldn't catch up to the fastball. And the count's 0-2. Harper's got a fastball that sits in the low 90s.
And that was as hard as we've seen him throw one, I think, right there. Buzzed it by Palmer, who took a big cut on a fastball to drive. Just couldn't connect.
Quickly 0-2 here on Palmer. Harper will kick in the 0-2. Swing and a ground ball off the foot of Harper, it looked like. It's called foul at home plate. Some confusion as the first baseman Mason Dodd made the play on it. Attempted to step on the first base bag and sell the play. But it's called foul. It looked like it skipped off the right foot of Palmer, his front foot. And the count's 0-2.
And that ball had so much spin off the foot of Palmer. It was in foul territory and then spins back fair when it hits the bat.
0-2 the count here on Palmer. Here's the pitch. Misses upstairs with a fastball, and the count will go to 1-2. Harper did most of his damage this season here in his junior season at Kentucky during the non-conference slate, when he posted just a 2.42 ERA in 22 1/3 innings. Palmer swings at the 1-2, grounds it right over to Dodd at first. He'll scoop it up off the dirt, jog on over, and touch the pillow, and that will set down the Red Sox in order here in the second inning. So 1, 2, 3, the Red Sox set down in the top of the second. Well, it's the bottom half of the frame. Here from Stony Brook Field, 1-0 Whitecaps over Red Sox on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the second inning here from Stony Brook Field. 1-0. Brewster leads over Whitey here in Brewster, Massachusetts. TJ Mathewson and Brian McLaughlin here with you today. It's going to be 6, 7, and 8 in the order for the Whitecaps set to come to the plate against Ryan Hare for his second inning. First pitch to Mason Dodd, the former Katuitt Kettleer, now Whitecap. Watch the first pitch miss outside, 1-0. Dodd out of Belmont Abbey College hit .313 this spring with 8 doubles, 4 triples, and 15 long balls. Speaking of long balls, 1-0 swung on and flied out to right field. It's going to die out there, though, knocked down, and Palmer will settle underneath it. Looked good off the bat, but didn't carry quite as much. Palmer barely had to move a step, and there's one down here in the second inning.
Looked like one of those pitches down in the zone. The lefty just dropped the bat to and crushed it. Had the right trajectory off the bat, but I think it might have been just off the end a little bit there and hung up for Palmer for the routine catch and right.
So here's Gage Workman, the shortstop out of Arizona State. Switch hitter bats left-handed. First pitch fastball misses well upstairs. And it counts 1-0. Workman, a big guy at shortstop, stands about 6'4". Hit well over 300 for the Sun Devils this season in double-digit home runs. 1-0 misses away, and Hare's fallen behind 2-0. Has hitting .247 this summer, 3 doubles, 2 triples, is yet to go yard. He had a couple home runs last summer, a second-year Whitecap. Here's the 2-0. Fastball misses about a bit outside, and the count's 3-0. The problem Hare has had up here on the Cape, a lot of pitches, been behind in a lot of counts. 3-0. Fastball dots the outside corner, and the count is 3-1. Workman will tap his bat on home plate twice and dig back in. Out of the wind, and the 3-1, swinging a line drive, sinking into right field. It'll drop in front of Palmer for a base hit. So Gage Workman will pick up his first base hit of the ball game. He dunks a single into right field, and that will
next up the catcher.
Put him on over at first base with 1 out, and the catcher Christian Molfetta, another second-year Whitecap, will step to the plate. Workman got that one also off the end of the bat as it seemed from Mason Dodd, but able to place that away from Jake Palmer in right. So here's Molfetta. He's hitting .261 this summer, a pair of home runs to his name. Hare working out of the stretch again as turns and throws over to first base. Workman back in time. Molfetta bats right-handed. He digs back in. He's got an open stance. Last time these two squared off, Molfetta hit one of his 2 home runs. First pitch. Breaking ball misses away, and the count's 1-0. A monster game back on July 5th. Right here at at Stony Brook Field. A 13-7 Brewster win. Was 2 for 4, scored 2 runs, drove in 5, and a booming home run out to left field. Hare sets, turns and throws over to first. Workman took an extra step, but he's able to get back in time. Gage is 4 for 5 this summer in stolen bags. Moves well for his size. Hare, a couple of quick peeks over his shoulder. He taps his foot, comes set. And the 1-0 on the way. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Wells. He's got to go off to his left to get it. Workman takes off and will slide headfirst into second. So heads up base running there from Gage Workman.
Read the breaking ball down in the dirt. Even once Wells kept it pretty close to him. He already had such a great secondary lead. It was easy to get to second. That's why he's leading the team in 11 runs. He gets on base a lot at the bottom of this order. And from the stolen bases you mentioned, that's great base running right there as well.
Hare now works with the runner on Workman at second. And the 2-0. Swing and a fly ball out to center field. Beasley back a few steps. He settled under it. He'll make the catch. Tagging at second is Workman. The throw in from Beasley cut off by Wyatt Young. Throw to third, not in time. Workman able to beat out the relay. Beasley to Young to King. And put himself on third base with 2 outs. And Marcos Castanon will step to the plate with two outs.
Number 31.
UC Santa Barbara product playing second base today. Was 1 for 4 and an RBI yesterday, and the Whitecaps lost to the Orleans Firebirds. Hitting an even 200 on the summer. 3 doubles, 1 home run, 11 RBIs. Hare looking to get out of trouble here in the second. First pitch. Breaking ball, stays upstairs. Counts 1-0 here on Castanon. Castanon, the sophomore out of UCSB, 5'11", 195 pounds. Last time against YD was 1 for 4 with 2 runs scored. 1-0. Fastball called a strike right above the kneecaps, and the count evens at 1-1. Brian, I was looking at the Brewster lineup today, and I didn't see a familiar name we've seen the last 3 games that YD has played. Brewster, Ryan Bliss, has really tore apart the Red Sox atop the lineup.
This entire Brewster team has had great success against the YD staff.
1-1, swing and a pop-up. Shallow left field. Backing out is Riley King. White Young will take over right on the third base foul line. He's there, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So a 1-out single is stranded. Engage Workman over at third base, and a pair of flyouts gets Ryan Hare out of trouble here in the second inning. Well, it's the top of the third here from Stony Brook Field. 1-0 Brewster over YD here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Top of the third inning, it's 1-0 Brewster over the YD Red Sox. We're here in Brewster at Stony Brook Field. It's Gavin Dugas, Wyatt Young, and Brad Beasley. 9-1-2 to up for the Red Sox in the top of the third inning. Still Daniel Harper out on the mound for the Whitecaps. The righty from Kentucky winds. First pitch to Dugas, hit in the air center field. No trouble for the center fielder Franklin. A few steps to his right towards left center, and he makes the squeeze right at the top of his cap for the first out on the first pitch here in the third from Harper.
Top of the second inning, and now here to start this top of the third, a lot of early swings. And the count for Whitey after, working the count a little bit back in the first, drawing a pair of walks, but a lot of aggressiveness early in counts here in the last couple top half of the frames.
Now Wyatt Young, he is the lone Red Sox hit today. First pitch of this at-bat, lined into shallow right center. It's dropping, and it falls on a hop to Franklin. The first hit of Young's day was on a bunt base hit. This one a line drive to right center, and he's 2 for 2. Aboard with 1 out here in the third.
Right as you say, he's got the only hit. Now he's got the only 2. As he was in a little bit of a slump about a couple games ago, over the span of a couple games. Average dipped from over 400 down to about 361. And now it's going right back up as he starts today, 377. A pair of hits yesterday.
Check on first. He's back with a head-first slide. Young was caught stealing back in the first inning. An inning where YD threatened. They had runners on first and second base with just 1 out, but couldn't push anything across. Brad Beasley at the plate. Harper from the stretch. The first pitch. Fastball gets past the catcher Molfetta. He was crossed up. He went down to block a pitch in the dirt, and just ended up getting hit right around the stomach. He did not see that pitch well at all from Harper out there on the mound. It's called a ball, and Young moves up to second as it squeaks through Molfetta at the plate, 1-0.
Was expecting that pitch higher in the strike zone. Ends up going under where his glove was situated. So instead of bringing it down, he tries to bring it down under and ends up catching might have caught him in the chest protectors, scooted away behind him.
1-0 Whitecaps, top of the third. Young on second, 1-0 count to Beasley with one down. The pitch. Beasley hit in the air, pretty deep right field, going back on it, Gentry. He has room, now coming in, makes the catch. Young was tagging. Here's the throw to third, a good throw, but it's offline, and Young slides in safely. Gentry showed off the arm, getting it all the way to third base on the fly, but Young with good speed, able to beat the throw, and it was just up the line enough for him to slide in safely to third, and Young's aboard third base with two outs.
It was a pretty deep fly ball to right field. It looked like Wyatt Young, with really good speed, was going to get in there well ahead of the throw, but that throw comes sailing in. It looked like it just went to the left of the third baseman, Tyler Hardman, which allowed Young to be in there in time. An on-time throw, though, I think might get Young.
Now Austin Wells, two down, Young on third base. 1-0 Whitecaps here in the top of the third. Harper delivers. First pitch breaking ball called strike. It's dropped by Molfetta, but stays right around the dish for strike one. Wells walked and was stranded in the first. The team's RBI leader, tied for the league lead in home runs with 5. The 0-1. A breaking ball misses off the plate away. A ball and a strike now to Wells. With runners in scoring position this year, Wells is hitting .364 with 15 runs driven in. With 2 outs, that average is down a bit to .222. The 1-1. Line drive back up the middle, a base hit into center field. Franklin picks it up. Young comes across to score, and Wells drives in Young to tie things at 1 here in the third.
Well, again, another aggressive at-bat there from a Whitey header. This time, Austin Wells, he gets that pitch on the inner half. You mentioned earlier that lefty swing. It's grooved so well for the inside part of the plate. He just drops the barrel on it and a solid line drive into right center for his 20th RBI on the summer and tie this ball game up at 1. Something Whitey really needed.
Now Riley King at the plate. First pitch to him. Cut on and missed. Out in front. 0-1 to King. Wells has 7 steals over there at first. Great athlete. 2 down, 0-1 count to King. Harper with the closed set. The pitch. This is down and away to King. A ball and a strike. King went down looking back in the first. His average hovering just above the 300 mark. 1-1 here between Brewster and YD. A ball and a strike to King. The pitch from Harper. Breaking ball, skips in the dirt. A nice pick by Molfetta. Keeps it in front and holds Wells at first. Now 2 balls and a strike. Feels like YD has been playing in a deficit for these past 3 days, even dating back farther. Played from behind against Harwich, played from behind all of yesterday against Wareham, and we're behind against Brewster, but evened it up here in the third. The 2-1. Fastball misses away. Throw behind Wells to first. The tag, not in time. Bang, bang play. A pitch out perhaps from the Whitecaps. Molfetta lasered it to Dodd, who slapped the tag down, but Wells had to use all 6'2" of his frame to dive back into the first base bag safely.
Plan play, it looked like there for Molfetta, Mason Dodd. See, Molfetta got a pitch on the outside edge and then just fired it straight down to first. Wells took a healthy secondary lead, but good instincts, able to get back there in time.
Now 3 balls and a strike to King. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, called strike, right at the top of the strike zone, also on the inner portion of home plate. Pitcher's pitch. Now the count is full with 2 outs. Wells will be off from first. King shaded into right center by Jesse Franklin, the center fielder. Everybody else straight up for the Whitecaps. The payoff pitch. Skies it back behind home plate. Out of play, and a nice catch by the fan up on the hill behind us. I lost the ball in the sky tonight. There's a few clouds, went straight back behind home plate. settled into the glove of a youngster. We'll see another 3-2 now to King. Wells is back at first. Harper a deep breath. The pitch. Flared, first base side, again out of play from King. And we'll see another 3-2 from Harper out on the mound.
Good thing it wasn't me out there. Already missed one foul ball this summer. That's enough for me.
I was worried about that one. I lost it up in the air. No protection. We're here just up the first base line. 1-1, Brewster and YD, top of the third inning. Brewster sitting in last place in the Eastern Division, YD in second. The 3-2 to King. Fastball in the air, again down the right field line, coming on the right fielder Gentry, crosses into foul ground, he slides, and that's going to land in fair territory. Wells is coming to the plate, throw into second. Wells slides in safely. King gets a bloop single. Wells running on the pitch, scores all the way from first. Tough from our vantage point. It was right around that foul line, landed just inside the line. Gentry couldn't make the slide and grab, and Wells, showing off great speed, comes around to score, and it's 2-0, 2-1 Red Sox.
Well, one reason why the hit and run is so effective is that reason right there. With 2 outs, you have nothing to lose by sending Wells. And, you know, King swing at the pitch and keeps it up in the air long enough that once it drops in, Wells is already at third base pretty much and is allowed to can come home and score.
First pitch is a called strike to Noah Campbell. Campbell hitting from the left side, the switch hitter against the righty Harper on the bump. 2 runs across for the Red Sox so far here in the third. They now lead it by 1. King stays at first. The 0-1 to Campbell. Swing and a miss. Threw a pitch up in the zone. Now 0-2. Campbell grounded out to Dodd at first base in his only plate appearance today in the first. Harper with the 0-2. Campbell hits it in the air into the right center gap. Jesse Franklin racing back. The center fielder dives. It's over his head and off the wall. King racing towards the plate. Campbell churning for third. He's going to get there standing up. King crosses home plate. Noah Campbell rips an RBI triple off the wall in right center. And it's 3-1 Red Sox.
That ball just took off out into the right center field gap. Off the bat, it looked like sort of a medium depth fly ball. It just kept going and going, though, as Franklin tracked back to his left, tried to make a miraculous diving catch around the warning track, and couldn't, and watched it bounce around. And once it gets down there, Campbell, with excellent speed, is easily able to end up at third.
He almost caught up to Riley King rounding the bases there. First pitch to Jack Wold, misses low in the dirt for ball 1. YD with 3 2-out hits. Scored all their runs here with 2 outs. The 1-0 to Wold. Swing and a miss over an off speed. Now a ball and a strike. Wold flew out to Franklin in deep center field. Franklin out there in center, still looking at that spot where he dove in the right center gap. Almost reeled it in. The 1-1. Wold's high chopper right side takes the high bounce to cast it in at second. He throws to first to get Wold and end the Red Sox third. But they push across 3 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors. Campbell is stranded on third for the Red Sox. 3-1 through 2.5. YD leads it. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the third inning, Ryan Hare back out on the mound for the Red Sox, pitching with a lead.
Leading off for
Hare, the righty
Whitecaps,
from
the left
UNLV,
fielder
has himself a
from
3-1
Alabama,
advantage as the
number
Red Sox lead the
29,
Whitecaps here as we
Brett
begin the
Auerbach.
bottom of the third. It's the top of the order for the Whitecaps as we begin the third inning. Brett Auerbach leads off for Brewster. First pitch, misses inside. He dances out of the way for ball one from Hare. YD with 3 2-out RBI base hits in their half of the third inning, has them on top 3-1. Hare from the windup is 1-0. Breaking ball misses upstairs, and Auerbach in control of the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Auerbach, the leadoff man for the Whitecaps, walked and would come around to score for Brewster in the first. Here's the 2-0. Fastball, swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike. Auerbach being played to pull on the infields. Dugas shaded up the middle. Young in the hole at shortstop. Long look in. Now the 2-1 from Hare. Sky back behind home plate. It's going to get out of play just beyond the broadcast booth of the home squad of the Brewster Whitecaps and Fox College Sports tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Auerbach batting from the right side, hitting .296 on the season. Has been often their number 2 hitter in the lineup. The 2-2. Inside, and it got him. A solid hit by pitch, and Auerbach flings his bat back to the dugout. That one did not feel good. Hare missed with the pitch inside, and
Now batting,
cut Auerbach pretty squarely, and the leadoff man is on in the third for the Whitecaps.
Number
Yeah, one of the places where it
Jesse
hurts the most. Looked like they caught him right in the ribs. Stings there. More bone you have exposed, the more it's going to hurt.
Way that sounded, definitely sounded like got him in the ribs. Now Jesse Franklin, the center fielder from Michigan, singled back in the first for the Whitecaps. Check on first from Hare. Auerbach's back with the slide. 7 stolen bases on the season for the Whitecaps left fielder Auerbach, including 1 back in the first. Franklin 2 for 5 on the young season for Brewster. Just arrived from Michigan. The first pitch to this at-bat. Called strike. Fastball from Hare, and it's 0-1. Franklin almost made a spectacular grab in center field. What would have robbed Noah Campbell of his RBI triple last half inning, but the over-the-shoulder dive from Franklin came just short on the warning track. Another check on first, but Auerbach is back fine. Whitey defense really playing the lefty Franklin to pull. King probably about 20 feet off the third base line, and Young is up the middle. The 0-1. Breaking ball, called strike, notches the outer edge up top in the zone to Franklin. Now it's 0-2. The Whitecaps wearing their navy blue tops with the teal trim and numbers, white pants, high blue socks for a couple of their players, red socks in their bright road red uniforms with the blue numbers. The 0-2. Fouled back by Franklin. Another 0-2 coming up. Has to feel good. This Whitey offense able to respond after Brewster jumped out to the early lead. This team has been struggling these last couple nights.
Now it's really important here for Ryan Hare to get ahead, throw strikes, and not clog the base paths full of Brewster Whitecaps, and let the Whitey defense do their thing, and more importantly, just prevent the fewer scoring opportunities for the Whitecaps, the better, to protect this lead.
The 0-2. Bounced right side softly over the head of Hare, charging the second baseman Dugas. Underhand flip to first is not in time. It's an infield single for Franklin. Dugas charging hard to come into the infield grass. Felt his best play was to underhand and couldn't get it to Samuelson to beat Auerbach. So now first and second with nobody out for the Whitecaps in the third, looking to answer the Red Sox 3-spot with some runs of their own here in the bottom of the third.
Nothing you can do there for the Whitey defense. That ball's chopped too far for Ryan Hare to get. Too far away from first base for Tate Samuelson to get there in time to get. And then too far for Dugas to come in and make a play on that one. And especially with the good speed of Franklin, there's no chance.
Now Tyler Gentry at the plate. First pitch to him. Breaking ball, well blocked by Wells in the dirt. And Dugas, that's a really tough play. As the second baseman, you don't really have any other options but that underhand flip. The glove flip can be pretty tough to control, and you can't really rear back and fire it overhand in such close range to Samuelson. Had to go underhand flip. Men on first and second, nobody out. A 1-0 count to Gentry. The pitch. Called strike, breaking ball. Catches the zone. 1-1 from Hare.
And something to watch out here. Back in the first inning, with these same two on base, the Whitecaps executed a perfect double steal with Gentry at the plate. And we'll see if they try it again here on Austin Wells, who's not able to throw out Auerbach at third back in that first inning.
Righty at the plate made it tough for Wells to throw around. His throat sailed just a bit high. The 1-1. Bounced softly left side. King, the third baseman, charging. He'll go to first in time to get Gentry. Another slow chopper, back-to-back hit by the Whitecaps. Red Sox able to get the first out of the frame on this bouncer.
Now
as it's King to Samuelson for the first out, but now Auerbach on third and Franklin on second.
Number 53, TJ Collette.
Dangerous hitter at the plate, TJ Collette. He has 4 home runs, and the man on deck, Tyler Hardman, with 5. So Ryan Hare, his team up by 2. It's 3-1 Red Sox, but not an easy part of the order to navigate. From the stretch, long look in as he waits for a sign from Wells. Collette, the big lefty, hit an RBI sac fly in the first. Deep fly out to Palmer and right. First pitch, breaking ball, a called strike to Collette. 0-1. In fact, the exact same situation as this. Runners on second and third with 1 out. Back in the first inning, we're in the third right here. That's when Collette hit his sac fly.
And it was effectively on maybe the same pitch, too, because Hardman on the Gentry on that hit and run back in the first, or that double steal back in the first, struck out.
The 0-1. Fastball buzzes outside for ball 1. Collette from Kentucky, teammates with Daniel Harper, the Wildcat on the mound. Trying to help out his teammate from school ball. Dugas heels on the outfield grass at second, expecting the pull from Collette. Here's the 1-1. Popped up down the left field line. That's going to get out of play towards the Red Sox bullpen, rather the Whitecaps bullpen. Now 1-2. Young holding the base runner, Franklin, at second. He's the tying run here in the bottom of the third. 3-1 Red Sox lead it. Collette, pretty straight up and down stance in the lefty batter's box. The 1-2. Off speed, misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. One down, 3-1. Whitey leads it. Inning began with a hit by pitch to Brett Auerbach. Jesse Franklin followed with an infield single. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Hare able to get Collette on a breaking ball down low, and now there's 2 outs. Still 2 men in scoring position for the Whitecaps. That's the second K of the day for Hare out on the mound.
Nice off-speed pitch there from Hare. Throws it well outside. Collette probably expecting a fastball there, trying to get ahead of it, and ends up chasing a pitch well out of the strike zone. And a big second out.
2 down now for Tyler Hardman, a very dangerous hitter in his own right. 5 home runs. He bounced out to King at third base in the first. First pitch, check swing, appeal to first. He did go around. Reed Vivieras makes the call down that first base line. 0-1. Hardman with 25 strikeouts on the season, hitting just 250, so he's got some major juice at the plate. Big time swing and miss potential as well. 0-1 the count to him now. Hare brings the pitch. Another check swing, another pitch in the dirt. No appeal this time from the Red Sox. Looked like he didn't go quite as far around in that check. Ball and a strike. Whitey looking for the shutdown frame after jumping out with a 3 spot in their half of the third. They lead it 3-1. Looking to snap a 2-game skid. Hare brings the 1-1. Misses inside. Hardman tilts his upper body out of the way of that one. Now 2-1. Hare still from the stretch here. There were runners on second and third with 1 out. Now there's 2 for the Whitecaps. The 2-1. Another breaking ball. This one closer to the zone, but it misses low. Another start of the swing and a stop from Hardman. Not even close to going around that time. 3 balls and a strike. It's Dugas' turn to hold Franklin at second. 3 balls, 1 strike. There, a slow set. The pitch, drilled in the air, high, down the right field line. Palmer racing over towards foul territory, and it falls into the gravel out of play. Full count now to Hardman. Hare up over 50 pitches through 2 2/3 so far. Trying to hold the lead for the Red Sox. Hardman back in the box. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-1, Whitey leads it. Hardman steps out. Hare steps off the rubber. Now he's back on the slab. Holds the ball behind his back. Glove at his belt. Now he comes set. Orders his hands right to his belly button. The 3-2. Hardman takes called strike 3. Ryan Hare works out of the jam. And the Whitecaps leave men on second and third. Third K of the day for Hare out on the hill. And it's 3-1 Red Sox through 3 here at Stony Brook Field. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
St. Louis Obispo, number 35, Tate Samuelson.
Tate Samuelson to lead off for the Red Sox. Bottom third of the order against Harper on the hill for Brewster. First pitch misses upstairs to Samuelson for ball 1. Red Sox lead it 3-1 as we begin the fourth. All three of their runs came in the last inning off of Harper. The 1-0, grounded, left side of the infield, scooped up by Workman. Overhands a throw to first. Tough stretch, but able to stay on the bag is Dodd, and the throw beats Samuelson for the first out here in the fourth. One down after the ground out. Samuelson's 0 for 2, and now Jake Palmer to the plate. He grounded out to Dodd at first base in the second.
The right fielder from UC Irvine, number 28, Jake Palmer.
Jake Palmer has really started to heat up for the Red Sox, hitting .267 on the season. First pitch to the lefty. He takes a ball outside, 1-0. But over the last 7 games, Palmer hitting .375. Starting to see the ball well at the plate. Harper from the wide, the 1-0. Palmer squares to bunt. He brings it back. The pitch misses low on a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes to Palmer. Palmer, a recent addition to the Mustache squad here for the Red Sox, led by John Beller, Brady Corrigan down in the bullpen. Here's the 2-0 to Palmer. He takes a fastball, a called strike on the outer edge, 2-1. Palmer had a pretty good beard going, but recently a bunch of the team got their hair cut. Palmer said, I've been telling them I'm going to go the mustache route for a while. So he shaved everything but the stash. Fists the 2-1, left side, diving stop by Workman. Up with it in the outfield grass, throw to first, not in time. Great stop by Workman, but Palmer beats it down the line for an infield hit. Palmer gets the knock, his first hit of the day, and he's aboard with 1 down.
Now batting, the second baseman from LSU.
9-man up in the order now for the Red Sox. It's Gavin Dugas. 3-1 Red Sox, top of the 4th inning. YD sitting in second place in the Eastern Division. Brewster currently in the cellar, despite having a .500 record. First pitch to Dugas. Misses in the dirt, and it skips away from Molfetta. Moving up to second is Palmer. Just trickled away far enough to move into scoring position for Palmer. 1 down for the Red Sox. A ball and no strikes to Dugas. So Brewster, 11-11-1, their record for the season. That's good enough for 23 points, but currently trailing the Harwich Mariners, who are a game below 500 at 12-13. But because they have 1 more win, they have 1 more point than the Whitecaps in the standings. So if the playoffs started today, Whitecaps would be on the outside looking in. The 1-0 to Dugas. Fastball, belt high, a called strike, 1-1. Dugas flew out to Franklin in center field in his only other time to the plate today. He led off the 3-run third with that flyout for the Red Sox. Second baseman from LSU steps back in. The 1-1. Fastball misses way up high, drawing some oohs and ahs from the crowd as Dugas spins out of the way. Up around the yards and tight. 2-1. Harper in his 4th inning on the mound. He's thrown 54 pitches so far. Allowed 6 hits from the Red Sox. 4 coming in the 3rd. He spins and looks at Palmer at second, but just a quick glance, Palmer's back to the bag. Dugas hitting 176 on the season, but has some pop low in this order for YD. The 2-1. Dugas takes a called strike on the inner half. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Playoff picture starting to take clearer shape here in the Cape League as we're over the halfway mark of the season. The 2-2 to Dugas. Breaking ball, skied, right side, it's in foul territory. Dodd, the first baseman, has room, and he makes the catch on the grass wide of the first base bag for the second out. Dugas is 0 for 2, and there's 2 down for the Red Sox here in the 4th.
Now batting, the shortstop.
Brings up Wyatt Young.
Number
2 down for Young.
Wyatt.
He has 2 hits already today. 2 for 2 at the top of the order for YD. He scored the first run of the game for the Red Sox to even the score at 1 at the time. Couple of singles, a bunt hit, and a line drive to right center for Young. Has just been raking as of late. with the 2 hits so far today. The average sitting at 394. Entered today second in the Cape League in hitting. First pitch from Harper. Bounced foul up the first base line. Justin Rowe, the first base coach, makes the snag. 0-1 to Young. Young, the shortstop from Pepperdine, recently led Pepperdine in hitting as a freshman. Well on his way to doing the same here for the Red Sox. Making a name for himself in this Cape League campaign. Harper sets. Spins and looks at second. Palmer's back with a couple of strides. 0-1 to Young. Red Sox sitting solidly in that second spot in the division, as I was saying. 3 points high of Orleans. 2 back of the Chatham Anglers in first place in this division. 0-1 to Young. Fastball is a called strike. Knee high to Young. Harper in command, up 0-2. Young chokes up on the bat in all counts, as he does here with 2 strikes. Harper, the lanky righty, delivers. Young flares it down the third base line, going out Hardman, incoming left fielder Auerbach, and he makes a running catch. Auerbach gloves it just in fair territory up the third base line. Young almost blooped another 2-out knock for the Red Sox, but that ends their 4th frame. They strand Jake Palmer at second. It's 3-1 Red Sox through 3.5. Home half of the 4th. Dodd, Workman, and Molfetta due for the Whitecaps when we return in the 4th. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. The 4th back here at Stony Brook Fields in Brewster, Massachusetts. Ryan Hare still out on the mound for the Red Sox. The righty from UNLV. His first pitch of the frame swung on and missed by Mason Dodd from Belmont Abbey College to begin the 4th. 3-1 Red Sox lead it here in the bottom of the 4th over the Whitecaps. 0-1 now the count after the cut on and miss from the lefty. The pitch misses down and away to Wells. The ball and a strike. Hare from the windup. Infield playing Dodd to pull. The 1-1. Cut on and missed. Now ball and 2 strikes. Dodd just made the move over from Catuit here to the Whitecaps. Was a Kettleer earlier in this Cape League season. This is his debut, in fact, in Brewster. Flew out to Palmer in right field in his only other at-bat. 1-2 misses outside. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes from Hare out on the hill. Red Sox lead it 3-1. All 3 of their runs coming in the top of the 3rd. Brewster scored their lone run in the 1st. The 2-2. Fouled back. That caught a pretty thick piece of Austin Wells. He's a little shaken up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I got candy and a big bag.
Might have gotten the shoulder of Wells as he's walking it off behind home plate. 2-2 to Dodd. Hare has worked through 3 so far today. He got out of a second and third jam last inning in the third against the Whitecaps. The wind and the 2-2 pitch. Fouled off again by Dodd, and we'll see another 2-2 from Hare out on the mound. Dugas in the hole at second. Samuelson almost right on top of the first baseline. King bit off the line at third. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off again. Quite the battle in this at-bat between Dodd and Hare out on the mound. Dodd has allowed 3 hits, 1 in each inning so far today. 2 base runners in the first, 2 in the third. Only 1 in the second. The 2-2. Line, foul, look out. Over the Red Sox dugout. And another 2-2 coming from Hare to Dodd. Dodd a wide stance from the left side. Black-barreled bat with the brown handle. The 2-2 sailed high from Hare out there on the hill, and that runs the count full with nobody out. Left that one up. A little bit of a breeze here. Some slightly hazy clouds overhead. Sun setting off to our left. Breeze right to left out just a bit.
While Hare's been able to get through this first 3 innings, allowing just run. He's about even balls and strikes here.
3-2, fouled out of play again by Hare.
And with that pitch, it'll be 37 strikes and 28 balls. I'd like to see that favored a little more in the strike column than about 10 difference.
Another 3-2. Bounced first base line. Samuelson charging, gloves it, foul ball. He stepped on the bag, but just wide of the cushion. As Dodd and Hare having quite the battle here in this AB. 3-1 Red Sox, bottom of the 4th. Dodd just continues to foul off every offering from Ryan Hare. Still 3-2, still nobody out. Another payoff from Hare. Fouled back again. This is quite the at-bat by Mason Dodd at the plate. Hare and Dodd going nose to nose to begin this 4th. Shadows starting to set in here over Stony Brook Field. Hare peers out over his glove. The line. Another 3-2. Bounced foul again. This one caught a piece of Dodd's right foot at the plate. He's going to walk it off. A couple of casualties in this at-bat. Wells shaken up. Now Dodd bounces one off his own foot. A little bit of everything in this at-bat. Hare has thrown off speed, the fastball, up, down, inside, and out. And Dodd has spoiled every offering. Dodd, the first baseman, 6 foot, 215 in the lefty batter's box. Another 3-2. Fastball called, strike 3. Ryan Hare wins the battle. Red Sox dugout loves that. It's his 4th strikeout of the day.
Now
3rd
batting
straight Whitecap. He's set down with the K.
Shortstop from Arizona State.
Charlie Cuvero might have called that one, might have missed a little bit off the inside corner. Mason Dodd could read his lips, said no way, as he was tossed the bat aside and had to go back to get it and jog back into the Brewster dugout. He thought he had a free pass. Instead, pitch called, strike 3 on the inside corner to the left-handed hitter.
First pitch is fouled off by Gage Workman. Familiar sight after the at-bat of Dodd, the foul ball. 0-1 to Workman. The switch hitter from the left side against Hare. The 0-1. Fastball misses away, a ball and a strike. Workman singled, got all the way around to third base, but was stranded in the second for the Whitecaps. 3-1, YD leads at bottom 4. The 1-1. Fastball, bell tie, poured in for strike 2. Hare ahead of this at bat. A ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball, almost on the outer edge, just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Workman. Hare was ready to strut off the mound, thought he had another kick. The 2-2. Fastball misses down and in, and it's back-to-back full counts to begin the 4th inning between Hare and the Whitecaps order. 4 walks, or rather 4 strikeouts to 1 walk for Hare so far today. An improvement from his last outing when he walked 3 and struck out 2. From the windup, the payoff to Workman. Ripped on the ground, first base side, slows up for Samuelson. He gloves it and flips to Hare for the 2nd out. And off the bat, I thought that ball was smoked from Workman, but some thick grass here at Stony Brook Field slowed it to barely a roll to Samuelson at first for the easy 2nd out here in the 4th.
It died quite a bit going down that first base line. Does make it a lot easier for Samuelson. It's slowing down, though. Not quite enough time for him to get to first base himself. Had to shovel it to Hare instead.
2 outs, bases clear. 3-1 YD leads it. It's Christian Molfetta at the plate. First pitch grounded foul up the third base line. 0-1. A laborious inning here on the mound from Hare, despite not allowing a base runner to that point. It was a 14-pitch first at bat of the inning to Mason Dodd. Finally ended in the backwards K from Hare. The 0-1. Molfetta misses down and away. A ball and a strike. Hare up over 75 pitches on the hill. The 1-1. Breaking ball misses down and away. It gets past Wells. But with the bases empty, no wrongdoing. 2-1. Despite the pitch count rising for Hare, he's been able to work around a couple of jams out there on the hill. The 2-1. Check swing, awkward cut. And down goes Molfetta at the plate. Quite literally tied him up in knots as he ends up on the ground. It was a foul ball at the plate. It goes back to the screen. The pitch was high and tight. Molfetta tried to hold his swing, and a big toothy grin from him at the plate after going down to his knees. 2-2. Molfetta, a deep breath. He gathers himself after getting up out of the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Breaking ball bouncer, third base side, backhanded foul ball. King made a great stop. He was ready to unleash a submarine toss to first. But a foul ball. We'll see another 2-2.
Why does it have gloves? Because we would have tried
Molfetta out of Stanford. He flew out to Brad Beasley in center field in the 2nd inning.
Is that what you mean? Which gloves? The gloves
are in the back.
Open stance from Molfetta. The 2-2 from Hare. Breaking ball missed in the dirt. A nice pick by Wells. Flashed some leather behind the plate.
They could be for different reasons.
And again, the count is full. All 3 batters in this inning have worked full counts against Hare on the mound.
And Hare just hasn't had any of his pitches be a swing and miss pitch here in this bottom of the 4th inning. Too many foul balls.
3-2, sharply hit. 2 bouncer to Wyatt Young at shortstop. Backhanded in the hole. Low throw to first. A great pick by Samuelson. Young and Samuelson combined for the 3rd out here in the 4th. A long inning, but a 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Hare on the hill. It's 3-1 Red Sox. We are through 4 here at Stony Brook Field in Brewster. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Top half of the fifth inning here from Stony Brook Field. 3-1, Red Sox lead over the hometown Whitecaps. TJ Matheson now joined alongside MLB Scout Liaison for the YD Red Sox, Alex Chapman. Alex, it's great to have you on.
Absolute pleasure, TJ. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. I believe your third appearance on
the center field
broadcast this summer. Getting you seasoned.
Seasoned vet now, 3 games in. I think I know what I'm doing at this point.
Beasley.
We'll love having you on here. Always a pleasure to have anyone on. We're givers here at YD. Brad Beasley, Austin Wells, Riley King set to come to the plate for the Red Sox. Here in the top half of the fifth inning. 2, 3, and 4 in the Red YD lineup. First pitch to Brad Beasley. This is upstairs. From Daniel Harper, still on the mound for the Whitecaps. He's given up 3 runs here through 4 full. 1-0. Fastball misses down, and the count's 2-0. Harper's been mostly fastball and changeup today. He's also put a cutter in a few times as well. He takes a deep breath. The Kentucky product fires the 2-0. Swing and a fly ball, left center field. Chasing back the left fielder, Auerbach, into the gap. He drifts far enough to his left, settles under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 1 here in the fifth inning. So with that first down fly out,
number 16,
Arizona Wildcat Austin Wells will stride to the plate. He's reached both times today. He had an RBI single, scored a run back in the third inning, and he walked in the first. They're going 0 for 3 yesterday. He's reached base both times today. First pitch to the left-handed hitting Wells, misses well outside, and the count's 1-0. Wells has had a special summer here on the Cape, hitting over 300. Time for the league in home runs. 1-0. There's the changeup. It misses low, and the count's 2-0 here on Austin Wells. And the power numbers especially impressive from Wells, who had only 5 home runs his freshman year at Arizona, as he lines the 2-0 out to right center field. Chasing back Gentry now. Franklin over in the gap. He dives. Did he make the catch? Let's see. Austin Wells is standing on at second base. It looks like it hit the turf. It'll be a double for Austin Wells. So Jesse Franklin dove out in right center field. The center fielder for Brewster attempting to make that catch. And apparently, according to the umpire, Reed Vivieras, it hit the ground and trapped it on the ground. And Austin Wells is standing with a one-out double over there at second base.
Riley King.
We've seen Franklin cover a lot of ground out there in center field. I was honestly surprised he didn't make that catch right there. But a base runner in scoring position for Winey, and Riley King will step to the plate. King today, 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the third. First pitch, fastball misses inside. And it counts 1-0. Not really too much action stirring down in the Brewster bullpen. An arm is standing up on that mound down the left field side, though. Harper kicks the 1-0. Swing and a foul. Drifts out of play. Nabs the top of the Fox truck that's parked on the basketball court straight behind home plate, about, I'd say, 250 feet away. Counts 1-1. Wells leads off of second base. Red Sox trying to extend a 2-run lead. Here's the pitch to King, 1-1. Swing and a miss. Right over the top, might have been a cutter there, and the count's 1-2. King, the redshirt sophomore from Georgia, digs back in. Harper, SEC counterpart, sats, 1-2. Breaking ball there, misses outside, and the count will go to 1-2. And King, a guy we've seen penciled in the middle of the lineup most of this season. Low RBI numbers, but his overall hit well in the Cape. Was impressed with a 309 average entering today. Sure to go up with the base hit he had back in the third. Harper sets 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball on the outside corner. And King couldn't catch up to it. There's out number 2 here in the fifth inning. And strikeout number 2 on the night for Daniel Harper. That'll bring up Noah Campbell. So Campbell, the second-year Red Sox and left fielder today, has now Jamie Shevchuk out to get his arm on the mound, and it looks like Daniel Harper. His night is done after 4 2/3 innings. A new arm coming in from the Brewster bullpen. We'll step aside here from Stony Brook Field. We'll get you all the information on the new pitcher on the other side of this break on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. It'll be Sean Fisher, the left-handed throwing sophomore out of Maryland. A 3 in his 7th appearance of the summer, has an ERA just over 3 and 8 2/3 innings with 4 strikeouts and 2 walks. He'll be in to face Noah Campbell here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Campbell, the switch hitter, will now turn around and bat right-handed for the first time today. Fisher sets, and the first pitch. Sidearm delivery, fastball, called a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Fisher, as in his sophomore season, a native of Parsonsburg, Maryland, standing at 6 foot, 214 pounds. An ERA just under 7 this summer at 6.9. 25 appearances. Campbell lines the 0-1 foul to the first base side. And the count is 0-2 quickly on Noah. He was 2-1, had a save in 29 innings where he struck out 20 batters and walked 11. Austin Wells leads off of second with 2 outs. Red Sox looking to extend the lead to 4-1 possibly here in the 5th inning. Fisher sets, takes a deep breath. Wells a hop off of second, trying to get the attention of Fisher. Doesn't bite, 0-2. Breaking ball misses well away. And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's been kind of bizarre to see the athleticism of Austin Wells out on the base paths this season, Alex. But, top of the team in stolen bases, 7 for 7. Such a good athlete. Seen him play in the outfield, too. Scoots off a couple more steps again. Here's the 1-2 to Campbell. Fastball well outside, and the count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Wells this year has played catcher. We've seen him at first base, left field, right field, and center field. Meanwhile, his primary position at Arizona was behind the plate. Had to split time, though, with Matt Dyer, a 2018 Whitey Red Sox, who hit .390 this spring. 2-2. Wells going on the pitch, swinging a chopper over the head of the third baseman, Hardman. Into shallow left field, Wells not stopping around third. Will come all the way around and score. Good base running there from Austin Wells, taking off on the pitch. A high chopper off the bat of Noah Campbell over the head of Hardman at third. Gage Workman, actually it was the left fielder Auerbach, fielding in shallow left field, came up in really shallow left field and tried to throw home, but Wells was in without a slide. So it's going to be an RBI single from Noah Campbell, and the Red Sox extend the lead to 4-1. Pretty bizarre play right there. Here's Jack Thomas Wold, first pitch. And a first pitch fastball catches the outside corner. It's 0-1. Fisher sets, and the 0-1. Swing and a miss from Wold, and the count quickly goes to 0-2. That's just the magic that happens when you send runners in motion with the pitch. And it could get gone out to dry on a line drive to an outfielder or an infielder. And a possibility like that, what looked like a sort of routine ground ball, if you get the hop right, turns into a single and a run for Whiting. 0-2. Swinging a little chopper out towards short. Workman fields on a couple of hawks. Wines throws over to first, and it's in time to get Wold. So after the RBI single with 2 outs from Noah Campbell, Jack Thomas Wold grounds out 6-3 and ends this top of the 5th inning here at Stony Brook Field. Well, it's the bottom of the 5th here from Brewster. It's the Red Sox now leading 4-1 over the Whitecaps on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom half of the 5th inning here from Brewster, Massachusetts. It's the Red Sox 4 and the Whitecaps 1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. TJ Mathewson still joined alongside Alex Chapman, scout liaison for the Whitey Red Sox here in the bottom half of the 5th frame. It's going to be 9-1-2 due up in the Brewster lineup, starting with Marcos Castanon and then followed by Brett Auerbach and Jesse Franklin. Red Sox able to cash in with a run in the top half of the 5th inning, extend their lead to 4-1. Cullen Kafka, the new arm on the bump for YD. Breaking ball. First pitch over for a strike. It's 0-1. Kafka, the sophomore out of Oregon, the Walnut Creek, California native. He's had a good summer so far with YD. 0-1. Breaking ball again. Called a strike, and it's quickly 0-2 on Castanon. A 2-0 record for Kafka. This is his 4th appearance, all out of the bullpen. A 2.57 ERA for him in 7 innings. 0-2. Fastball, called strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Marcos Castanon, as Cullen Kafka sets down the 9-man for the Whitecaps here to start off this bottom of the 5th inning. A perfectly placed fastball there from Kafka. Sets down Castanon. Will set Brett Auerbach to the plate here with 1 out.
That's great to see from Kafka right there. We haven't seen him make an appearance in a couple games, coming out strong, getting that first batter there with a strikeout, have him flying high here.
First pitch from Kafka, fastball, dots the strike zone. It's 0-1. So 4 pitches and 4 strikes for Kafka. Final line on Ryan Hare, 4 innings, 3 hits, a run it was earned, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. He is not in line for the win, having only pitched 4. 0-1, swing and a chopper foul, and the count's 0-2. So 5 pitches, 5 strikes for Colin Kafka. Not to jinx anything right here. We have already seen an immaculate inning this summer. Mason Hazelwood of Chatham had one against YD, an early season game at Veterans Field. 0-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. So 6 pitches, 6 strikes for Colin Kafka. He sets down Brett Auerbach, swinging. First 2 are set down on strikes for the Whitecaps here in the 5th inning. And that will bring up the center fielder, Jesse Franklin. Good stuff from Colin Kafka out of the Red Sox bullpen, coming out throwing strikes. The Michigan Wolverine, Jesse Franklin, will step to the plate, playing in his 2nd game with Brewster. Seattle, Washington native waits the first pitch. Fastball, or breaking ball actually misses. Called a strike on the check swing from Franklin, and the count's 0-1. Kafka trying to work at a quick pace. He's right back on the bump. Peers over his glove, gets the sign. 0-1. Fastball misses upstairs. Counts 1-1. So 7 pitches, 7 strikes to start the frame for Kafka. Can't get that immaculate inning, but still working quite well here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Kafka winds and the 1-1. Swing and a chopper out towards second base. The shortstop, Wyatt Young, shaded over that way, fields it. He'll turn and throw to first, and it's in time to retire Jesse Franklin for a 1-2-3. 5th inning for Colin Kafka out of the bullpen for YD. Went to the 6th inning here at Stony Brook Field. 4-1. Red Sox lead over the Whitecaps on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top half of the 6th inning here from Stony Brook Field. It's the Red Sox leading the Whitecaps 4-1. It's going to be the bottom third of the YD order. Tate Samuelson, Jake Palmer, and Gavin Dugas set to come to the plate as the Red Sox look to extend the lead. I'm joined by another guest here on the Red Sox broadcast, social media and photography intern for the YD Red Sox, Natalie Reed, on with us now. Nat, welcome. It's about time. You're about a year and a half in for you finally getting on the broadcast for the first time. Nat and I, the only 2 returning interns this year for YD. Finally getting her on the broadcast, though. Does a lot for YD, social media and photography. First pitch to Tate Samuelson, swinging a line drive into right field, and it gets down for a base hit. As Samuelson, a bobble out in right field by Gentry. Samuelson not stopping around first. He'll coast into second. So a leadoff single on the first pitch and an E9 in right field allows Samuelson to scoot all the way to second base, and instantly a runner in scoring position for YD. So, Nat, you have a lot on your plate. You run sometimes Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and all the photography for YD. It's a complicated schedule for you, and figuring out how do you figure out what to post and when?
I guess having worked for the Salve baseball team as well. This is going to be my 4th year with Salve. So I kind of have a process that I kind of go through. So I don't really know how to describe it. I guess when I get a feeling, I turn on my video for Instagram. Sometimes I'm lucky and I catch a good hit, but most of the time I'm just snapping photos, to be honest.
That does social media as well and photography for the Salve Regina baseball team in Newport. Jake Palmer showing bunt. First pitch, a pop-up over the pitcher's head, and Fisher dribbling towards second. He'll field and throw to first. It'll be in time to get Palmer. So advancing over to third base is Tate Samuelson, a sacrifice bunt. That'll go 1-3 and move Tate Samuelson over to third.
LSU.
So how do you balance photography and you do most of your stuff on Instagram during the game? So how do you balance when you do what?
Oh, man, that's a tough question. I guess
Secret formula or something?
Like I said before, it's kind of like I get a feeling. Like we have Austin Wells, big hitter. When he's up at the plate, I usually will turn on video.
Gavin Dugas at the plate. First pitch swinging, pops it foul. First base side and out of play.
So I'll just try to catch, a homer. He's up there leading the league in home runs. So I would say a lot of the times when he's at bat or Jack Wold, another big hitter, I'll press play on the video and hopefully catch something.
0-1 the count here on Dugas. Shows bunt. Here comes the runner. Samuelson home from third. Dugas whips right through the bunt, and Samuelson's dead meat. So Dugas whips right through a suicide squeeze, and Samuelson tagged out by Molfetta. So just like that, 2 down, and the leadoff base runner Samuelson erased on the base paths. So a play right there, you probably wouldn't have had your video up for the Instagram if you were, let's say, doing Brewster. Positive play there for the Whitecaps.
And a lot of the times I get, a strikeout or something, and I'll just
0-2. Misses well outside to Dugas, and the count goes to 1-2.
A lot of the times it's just a video I'll have to delete. But you just got to keep trying. Hopefully you catch something. You never know.
Photography, you have a lot of the field to cover. Obviously, you got to follow the ball. It's the 1-2 on the way from Fisher to Dugas, swinging a chopper over towards third. Fielded by Hardman over at third base. Throw over to Mason Dodd at first, and that'll be in time for the third out of the inning, and will send us to the bottom of the sixth inning. Nat, I hope to have you on for the bottom half. I'm not done asking questions just yet. So we'll head to the bottom half of the sixth inning here from Stony Brook Field. 4-1 Red Sox lead over the Whitecaps on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the sixth inning here from Stony Brook Field. 4-1 Red Sox lead over the Brewster Whitecaps. TJ Mathewson still joined alongside Natalie Reed, photographer and social media intern for the Red Sox. I was right in the middle of interviewing you. Quick 1, 2, 3 top half of the sixth inning. As we're going to have Tyler Gentry, TJ Collette, and Tyler Hardman set to come to the plate against Colin Kafka. A 1, 2, 3 bottom half of the fifth inning for the Oregon Ducks sophomore. First pitch misses down and in the dirt, 1-0. But what's been the most, as Kafka winds, 1-0. Change up there, called a strike right down the middle, 1-1. What's the biggest thing you've taken away from working with both Salve and YD, if there's one thing you could choose? As the 1-1, breaking ball again misses in the dirt, count goes to 2-1.
I guess one thing I've learned is just like the people that I meet working for baseball teams. They're just the most amazing people, and the guys have really good relationships with like Like, for instance, Brady, our super fan.
2-1. Swing and a chopper over towards third base. King has to come in a few. Fields it on the long hop. Throws over to first, and it's not in time. Riley King had to play that chopper and wait for it to come down. And by the time he fields and made the throw over to first, it'll be an infield single as Gentry's called safe at first. So that'll bring up TJ Collette, the designated hitter.
Number 53.
But being in the
TJ
dugout during the
Collette.
game, you really, for you at least, we broadcasters have to sit outside the dugout. It's much more, we're into the game too, but you get really a vibe from all the players as well.
Yeah, it's awesome. I get to talk to them about their experience and learn more about them.
First pitch on the way to Collette misses outside, 1-0.
It's tough because I only get to know these guys for about 3 months, but some of them even less. But with Salve, at least, like, those guys have become my brothers, and it's the best thing that I'm involved at school.
1-0 the count here on Collette, and 1-0 on the way. Misses well outside, and the count goes to 2-0. Now, I know you are also a field hockey player at Salve, and I don't know how you balance working with baseball and, training for field hockey as well. I've never actually personally seen a field hockey game in my life. Not really a West Coast thing. 2-0, misses well down, and the count will go to 3-0 on Collette.
I'm really lucky to be a part of the field hockey team as well. It's really hard to play more than one sport in college, but in a way I kind of play two. I have baseball in the spring, field hockey in the fall, and I'm so blessed to be a part of both those teams. It's really awesome.
3-0 on the way. Off speed, misses low below the zone, and Collette walks on 4 pitches. So Kafka's been all around the strike zone except that at bat there to Collette, and he walks on 4 pitches. That'll bring up the third baseman, Tyler Hardman. So you are a graduate of DY High School in 2016.
Number 42,
meaning you've been
Hardman.
around the Cape and around the Dennis Yarmouth area pretty much your whole life. So what's that like growing up here, and then all of a sudden now you're working for the Cape League team there at DY High School with YD?
It's funny because I never watched a lot of Cape League games before. I played baseball when I was a kid, but it's crazy to be here now and working for the team.
First pitch on the way from Kafka misses well outside to Hardman, and the count's 1-0.
I honestly had no idea how, I guess, prestigious like the league was, if that's the word I'm looking for. But I had no idea that all these guys were Division I baseball players, about to be drafted. And once I started working for the league, I told the Salve guys I got the job, and they're like, that's insane. Like, we couldn't even play it in that league. And I was like, just shocked. I grew up on the Cape my whole life, and I just didn't really pay attention to the Cape League too much. But a lot of the times I was busy. I was a 3-sport athlete in high school, so it was tough to come see these games. But
does being a 3-sport athlete help you at any time, like how you see the game?
What do you mean by that?
Then just in terms of, trying to relate with the players and create content.
Definitely. I think being an athlete helps, especially a college athlete. I know the struggle of not making it to the dining hall at 9 p.m. when you get back from an away game. I was talking to some of the guys about that the other day. So it definitely gives you a different perspective when you're showing these guys on the Instagram and things like that.
Kafka sets 1-0. Swing and a miss. So Kafka is ahead in the count 1-2. Sorry for the brief spit there of the internet. Stream crashed for a second. We're just back. Here's the 1-2. Inside and missed for a ball. And the count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of all the athletes you have met up here on the Cape, do you have a favorite?
Are we talking this year or last year?
You can do both.
I think last year We had a lot of really funny guys down in the bullpen. Braden Fink, Sam Kessler, they were just so funny. And this year, I mean, you have John Beller, Carlos Lamelli.
2-2. Down and in the dirt as the two runners on base, and Gentry and Collette stay put after an extra step off the base. And the count will go full 3-2. Yeah, those guys, absolutely hilarious, especially as the season wound down. Everyone gets more comfortable with each other, and it's just a lot of fun. Police escort for the playoffs. Remember that one. That's a great one. Great line.
The bullpen just came down to the dugout a few innings ago, and it was crazy in there. It was absolutely wild. Right when we took the lead, actually. So.
3 balls and 2 strikes here on Hardman. Gafka looking for strikeout number 3 of his outing here through his 1-inning pitch. 3-2, check swing. And it'll be called strike 3. Hardman goes around. After allowing the first 2 to reach, Gafka strikes out Hardman for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. Bring up the first baseman, Mason Dodd. And then this year, John Beller, one of the funniest guys I've seen. Dalen Nanny, 10th player who's cut early, also hilarious.
John Beller is hands down the funniest guy on the team, followed closely by Carlos Lamelli, I'd say. But those two together,
dynamic duo. Couple West Coast guys. First pitch, down and inside, misses for a ball 1 to Dodd, and the count will go to 1-0. Donto for 2 today, a fly out to right and a strikeout looking. It's really cool getting to see all these guys kind of the only time we're really going to, be on the same level, all college kids here. Them college players, us, college social media for you, broadcaster for me. Gafka sets right at the belt level and the 1-0. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. And then here in your second season, obviously, I feel this myself, but coming into this season, much more comfortable with the job and how everything is supposed to work, what content you're supposed to have, I would assume for you, as the 1-1 bounces in the dirt, gets away from Austin Wells right in front of him, though, and the runner's a hole.
I think going back to what you said before, too, being an athlete definitely helps with when I'm taking photos. I know kind of what the guys want in a photo, kind of, because I know what I would want. Like good action shots, high fives, fist bump shots. Those are all really great. So that kind of helps when I'm taking photos.
Some of the non-action shots.
Yes, you got to have some non-action shots.
2-1, fastball, called a strike on the inside corner, and the count evens 2-2.
The Salve guys are big fans of squad photos, they call them, obviously.
So are we talking just like group in the outfield, like huddled around in the circle in the dugout?
They pose. The Salve guys definitely pose for me. They know I have a camera 24/7. So
2-2 from Kafka. Fastball misses low, and the count will go full 3-2.
Is he gonna walk him?
So then what do you look for? Do you ever try and just catch them when they're not expecting you to take a photo? Maybe, a better effect that way.
I think less here because I know the guys not as well. I would say I do that with Brady, our super fan. He knows when I'm trying to take a photo of him. And I try to catch him when he's not paying attention, but he always knows.
3-2 from Kafka, swinging a foul straight back. Count will stay full. Yeah, Brady's fantastic. Just makes up a lot of our photos on our photo reel on Flickr. Shows up every home game. Try and rally up the guys. See him a lot on our social media, too.
Yeah.
Big hit.
He's a big hit on the social media.
Payoff pitch from Kafka. Way upstairs, misses, gets away from Austin Wells for ball 4. The runners will all advance and not advance any further past the 1 base, issued by the walk.
Now batting.
So a pair of walks here in the 6th inning. We'll load the bases with 1 out for the shortstop, Gage Workman.
25, Gage Workman.
But, yeah. And, we all know the visual stuff, the graphics, all big hits on social media. And I know you hope in the future to be working the same position for somewhere in Major League Baseball.
Definitely. That's the goal for everyone here, I guess. Players and interns. So
picks out of the dugout on the first base side. We'll see what he's going to decide to do with Kafka, who's loaded the bases here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Vic having a conversation out there with, looked like Tate Samuelson. Talking with Kafka as well. And there's going to be an arm jogging in from the Whitey bullpen. It looks like the night is going to be done for Colin Kafka. He's loaded the bases with one out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll step aside here from Stony Brook Field. Red Sox leading 4-1. It's going to be the sophomore out of Fresno State, Oscar Carvajal, in to pitch for YD. Relief of Colin Kafka, who departs after an inning and a third. As of now, he's only allowed 1 run, but he's responsible for all 3 runners on base. Carvajal sets. First pitch to Gage Workman. The switch hitter batting left-handed takes strike 1 on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Thank Natalie Reed for coming on with us here on the broadcast. Brian is back.
Happy to be there.
So Carvajal is ahead 0-1. The native of Ciertos, California, redshirt sophomore. Sets out of the stretch and the 0-1. Fastball misses upstairs. The count will go to 1 ball and 1 strike. Carvajal had a 2.68 ERA, leading Fresno State in appearances out of the bullpen with 28. Recorded a pair of saves in 40 and a third innings. He struck out 48 and walked 10. A 6'2", 180-pound right-hander, appearing in his second game with YD. Counts even 1-1 on Gage Workman. Kick and the pitch. Swing and a fly ball, drifting foul territory left field side, giving it a chase is Noah Campbell. He watches it drop in over the Brewster dugout, and the count will go to 1-2.
DJ, it doesn't really seem like it's only 7 o'clock because of the cloud cover in the way. The sun is set here today. We don't have a whole lot of daylight left here, honestly. It's going to be interesting to see how long this one goes tonight.
At the very least, it's just cooled off, something we can all very much appreciate. It was steamy here around first pitch. 85 degrees in Brewster with some humidity. 1-2. Swing and a ground ball to the second baseman. Sliding stop by Dugas. He'll go to second for 1. Return throw to first, not in time. On the play, a run will come home to score from third and Tyler Gentry. So an RBI fielder's choice for Gage Workman. There's now 2 outs, and the Whitecaps have cut the lead to 4-2.
From Stanford, number 17, Christian Malfetta.
I thought he might just go to first on that one, TJ, but he ends up electing to get the out at second and makes it, and it was a nice play.
So now with 2 down, that'll bring up Christian Malfetta, the catcher. He's the go-ahead run at the plate for the Whitecaps. Carvajal in relief of Cullen Kafka, trying to bail the Oregon Duck out of the bases loaded jam he inherited in the bottom half of the 6th inning. First pitch from Carvajal. Breaking ball, called a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Carvajal redshirted his true freshman season in 2017 at Fresno State, and then struggled mightily as a redshirt freshman with an ERA up near 11 in 16 innings. Allowed 53 hits in 28 2/3. 0-1. Bunt is shown by Molfetta. He pulls back, didn't go around, and the count will go to 1-1. He allowed opposing hitters that redshirt freshman year to hit 402 off of him, but then just took a monumental step forward as a redshirt sophomore here this past spring with the 2.68 ERA. Was a short inning situation guy. Longest outing of the season, just 3 innings. 1-1. He just did it once. Check swing, breaking ball in the dirt. Called a strike. The ball squeaks away from Austin Wells, but only advancement from first base engaged Workman. So now runners on at second and third for the Whitecaps. Actually, the pitch was called a ball. Check swing was not called a strike. And the count's 2 balls and 1 strike. Oh, and now it's...
You were right,
I was right. It looked like he went around, and that ends up the home plate umpire, Charlie Cuvero, called it a strike. Here's the 1-2 from Carvajal. Breaking ball, swinging a rope, just fouled on the left field side. Molfetta turned on that one and roped it right over the head of TJ Collette at third, but it just hooked foul. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Molfetta. Smacked one of his 2 home runs this season, the last time these two played, just a few days ago. Batting from the open stance, the Stanford Cardinal. Carvajal comes set. And the 1-2. Swing and a long fly ball, drifting foul again down the left field side, and the count will go to 1-2. In fact, it was Molfetta's Stanford Cardinal that erased Fresno State in the Stanford Regional, as the Bulldogs were actually ahead. They didn't lose until they got to face Stanford. The Cardinal were facing an elimination game and then won games 6 and 7 to advance to the Super Regional in Starkville, Mississippi. 1-2. Swing and a chopper out towards Wyatt Young at short. He fields on the hot, bobbles it. He can't keep the handle. Molfetta is safe at first. The run, and Collette at third comes home to score. That's going to be an E6 on Wyatt Young, as he couldn't get that one out of his glove. Another run comes home to score for Brewster, and it's now 4-3.
Now batting, the second baseman from UC Santa Barbara, number 31, Marcos Castanon.
They haven't put an error up on the scoreboard yet for YD, but almost certainly that's got to be an error on Wyatt Young. Oh, they called it an infield single. Well, on Point Streak it said single, but... So an E6 on Wyatt Young brings the 9-man Marcos Castanon to the plate. Tying run stands at third base, engage Workman. First pitch, swing and a foul, broken bat foul, first base side. And Castanon's going to need some new lumber, and the count's 0-1. So Kafka is lined now, 2 runs earned for him. 3 runs total for this YD staff. His line is closed with 2 runs, Spartan, as he came in to face Gage Workman, who stands over at third. Now it's up to Carvajal. Runners on at first and third. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 runs in for Brewster. Carvajal peers in at Austin Wells. Oscar was drafted in the 37th round of the 2019 MLB draft by the Houston Astros, 976th overall. As the 0-1, runner goes from first. Wells will just go back to the pitcher, Carvajal. Get Workman a couple steps off of third. Will dive back in headlong. So Castanon swipes second base. Runners now on at second and third for the Whitecaps. And the count is 0-2 on Castanon. So Fresno State this spring had 8 selections in the MLB draft. That ranked 9th in Division I behind a lot of Power 5 powerhouses. Vanderbilt, UCLA, Mississippi State, Indiana, North Carolina, Stanford, and TCU. The only non-Power 5 team there is Castanon, who's at the plate, UC Santa Barbara. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Carvajal gets the strikeout on Castanon and gets the Red Sox out of trouble here in the 6th inning. 2 runs, though, come across to score for the Whitecaps. They've cut the lead to 1. Here as we head to the top of the 7th inning. It's the Red Sox 4 and the Whitecaps 3 on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. A base hit. As the first pitch to Young misses up and inside, and the count will go to 1-0 on Wyatt. But Young charging on a ground ball hard. The runner in Christian Molfetta heading towards first. Young scooped it up out of the grass, and then it fell out of his glove as the 1-0 is chopped towards Workman at short. He'll field, make the easy throw over to first, and retire Wyatt Young for the first out of the 7th inning. But Young dropped it. Originally ruled an error on the scoreboard. And then I look at point streak, and they ruled it a base hit, which was just bizarre. That they ruled that a base hit. But
you could make the argument that if you thought Molfetta would have beaten the throw to first no matter what, then that is why it would have been given the air, or given the hit rather. But I would have given that a air myself.
First pitch to Brad Beasley. Misses inside. Brad today reached on a walk in the first, is otherwise 0 for 2. We've seen Wyatt throw out plenty of guys on the base paths with a play similar to that. 1-0, misses down low, and the count will go to 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, it's an uncharacteristic error. It happens to everybody at some point, though, in their baseball playing careers.
2-0 on the way. Fastball called a strike, and the count will go to 2 balls and 1 strike on Beasley. 4-3, Whitey leads here in the top of the 7th inning. 2-man Beasley in the box, the 2-1 on the way. Swing and a soft fly ball out to right field. Gentry in a couple steps. He has a beat on it, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. So a quick 2 up and 2 down for Sean Fisher here in the top of the 7th inning, and that will bring up the catcher, Austin Wells. Wells has had a great day at the plate today. He walked in the first inning, An RBI
Austin
single, came around to score in the
Wells.
third, and then doubled, came around to score in the fifth. After an 0 for 3 yesterday, 0 for 3 day yesterday in the blowout loss to Wareham. Coming up clutch here. First pitch on the way to Wells. Breaking ball misses well outside, and the count's 0-1. Or 1-0, pardon, on Wells. And a kick from Fisher, the 1-0. Breaking ball again. Same spot, misses outside, and the count's 2-0. Sun is dipped behind the clouds here at Stony Brook Field as we're nearing 7:20 local time here on the East Coast. 2-0 misses way inside, and the count will go to 3 balls and no strikes on Austin Wells. But Brian was mentioning to me between innings, with the clouds' help, as the 3-0 on the way. Fastball called a strike on the inside corner. It's 3-1. It get darker faster than we think. The clouds shielding some of the sunlight away. Just some wispy clouds, not too much, but enough to do the job. 3-1 to Wells. Swing and a fly ball out to right field. Gentry jogging back. Franklin giving it a look. It reaches up, and he can't make the catch. It bounces 2 hops off the wall. Wells will put on the brakes at second base for the second straight at bat. He doubles. So with 2 outs, the Red Sox are runner in scoring position for the third baseman, Riley King. And Wells just missed hitting that one out by about 10 feet deep out to right center field.
380 feet out there to right center, and Wells hit it all of that distance. I thought for a moment that Franklin might run it down out there in center, but just over his head, and Wells, great day continues.
So here's King, a chance to add on an insurance run for the Red Sox. King, a deep breath, pinwheels the bat once. Fisher looks in, now steps off. So Wells, an all-important insurance run, stands out on second. No one holding him on. Between Castanon and Workman up the middle for Brewster. First pitch to King. Breaking ball misses well outside. The count's 1-0. But Austin Wells hit it about 375 feet out into right center field. At Red Wilson, that's over the fence by a good margin. But much bigger dimensions here at Stony Brook Field. 1-0 pitch instead of step off from Fisher. As he looks Austin Wells back, it's 315 feet to left field. It's 380 feet to the right center field fence. Excuse me, skipping over left center. Just trying to see where the signs. 375 to left center. 1-0. Swinging a ground ball right back to Fisher on the mound. He stabs it. Will underhand toss over to Dodd at first, and it'll be in time to retire King. So after the 2-out double from Austin Wells, he's straining out at second base as Riley King grounds out 1-3 to end this top of the 7th inning. It's stretch time here at Stony Brook Field. Red Sox leading 4-3 here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Leading off for the Whitecaps, the
Bottom
left
of the
fielder
seventh
from
inning. It's the
Alabama,
top of the
number
order
29,
for the Brewster
Brett
Whitecaps
Auerbach.
as they trail by 1. It's still Oscar Carvajal out on the mound for YD. Auerbach, Franklin, and Gentry due in this frame, all for the Whitecaps. Carvajal, the righty, first pitch popped up, foul territory, and a bunt out of play. That's strike 1 as it reached the bleachers on the foul bunt from Auerbach.
About 15 feet to our right. Brian, I'm surprised you didn't try and go make a play on that.
That would have been quite the leap. Would have had to clear the bleachers. I would have been dragging cords with me. 0-1 count to Auerbach. He's hitless today, but he's reached twice on a walk and a hit by pitch. Carvajal from the stretch. An 0-1 breaking ball laced into right field. Incoming Palmer. He stumbles and it bounces off his glove. Over his head. Palmer misreads it. Auerbach turning around second. He wheels for third. Here's the throw from Dugas. It comes in. The tag from King. Not in time.
Brett Auerbach.
Auerbach
Leadoff triple.
lines one into right. Palmer started in, stumbled a bit
Now
as he
batting,
tried to break it
the
down,
center
and
fielder
it bounced up
from
over his
Michigan,
head.
number
So
7,
Auerbach on third
Jesse
base. He's the tying run.
Franklin.
Right, Whitey still leads 4-3, but Brewster, the bottom of the 7th, has an opportunity to tie it.
With the way Palmer was coming in towards that ball, I think he caught it in the last sliver of sunlight left here at Stony Brook Field. As he came in, he stumbled once and then turns his head away and watches the ball sail past him on a bounce and trickle about 20 feet behind him. Just a tough, bad break for YD.
First pitch to Franklin, picked behind the runner, but back standing up is Auerbach. Wells and King trying to bail out Palmer. I imagine that'll go down as a single with an air. Not a triple, I would imagine, for Auerbach because of how Palmer misplayed it. Infield is in for YD. They lead by 1, nobody out, bottom 7, the 1-0. Franklin takes the pitch on the inner part of the zone for strike 1.
And that ball wasn't hit all that hard. If Palmer gets a really good read on that, he's got a chance to make a catch.
One of those balls that I think is hit right at you, TJ, that's just hard to judge for an outfielder. Palmer unsure of whether to take the chance, come running in and try to make it a nice catch, or play it on the one hop. He gets caught in between and it goes over his head. 1-1. Nubbed back to Carvajal. He gloves it, checks the runner, lobs to first, and they retire Jesse Franklin. Staying put at third is Auerbach. So
Now
Carvajal
batting,
able to get the
the
first
right
man
fielder
in the 7th.
from
Still a runner
Alabama,
on third with 1 out for the
number
Whitecaps.
28, Tyler Gentry.
Scott Pickler walking slowly out of the dugout now for the Red Sox. As darkness continues to fall, you wonder if it's Taylor Dollard time. The YD closer who has been, in every sense of the word, shut down at the end of this one at the end of games for YD so far this season. Carvajal has been really good in 2 appearances so far, but a misplay out in right field has the Whitecaps threatening. Pick having a conversation with his infield as it stands right now. Runner on third, and Pick points to the bullpen. Looks like he's going to make a change. Oscar Carvajal came in, was able to get a big-time strikeout to end the 6th with his team still leading. Retired 1 here in the 7th with the man on third. Looks like it is going to be Dollard trotting out of the bullpen for YD. Their closer out of the pen here in the bottom of the 7th. There's 1 down. We'll step aside. We'll get you all of Dollard's information when we return in the at-bat with Tyler Gentry coming up next on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Again,
Back at
Tyler
Stony
Gentry
Fields
at the
is
plate.
the bottom of the 7th inning. Taylor Dollard out of the bullpen and on the mound for YD. Dollard, the Cal Poly man out on the hill, 18 Ks, no walks in 10 1/3 innings on the mound for him. He has 3 saves as a Red Sox in 6 appearances. Here to face Tyler Gentry with the man on third. First pitch misses low in the dirt. A changeup from Dollard kicks up a cloud of dust. Wells picked it behind the dish.
Dollard's in here for one and one thing only, strikeout. With a runner on at third and less than 2 outs, not many, most balls put in play will score the run at third. Tying run here with a 1-run lead.
1-0 breaking ball in there for a called strike. 1-1. Whitey has their infield up. King even with the bag at third base. Both Young and Dugas, the middle infielders, are probably about 2/3 of the way forward on the infield dirt. Tate Samuelson firmly planted on the infield grass. Dollard from the stretch. Here's the 1-1. Fastball drilled deep in the air to center. Beasley's going back on it. He's at the warning track. Beasley leaps. It's off the wall. That's going to score Auerbach and tie the game. Gentry is turning for third. Here's the throw from Dugas. Sliding in safely is Gentry.
Tyler Gentry.
A sliding triple. Tyler Gentry ties it. Hammered a fastball off the wall in center. And we are even at 4 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Designated hitter.
That is by
From
far
Kentucky,
the hardest hit
number
ball we have seen
53,
against Taylor
TJ
Dollard all season.
Collette.
As Gentry hit that one about 390 feet to center field. Missed getting out of here probably by about 5 or so feet to dead center field. Beasley on a dead sprint back couldn't make the catch. That ball was absolutely crushed by Tyler Gentry. And just something we haven't seen all season from Dollard.
Dollard still from the stretch. Gentry now on third. First pitch, a called strike to TJ Collette. Collette is hitless. He is an RBI sac fly, a strikeout, and a walk. He scored a run in the 6th. It's 4-4 now as the Whitecaps have stormed back to tie it. 2 runs in the 6th, 1 so far in the 7th. Run's going to be charged to Oscar Carvajal. Infield still up for YD. The 0-1 to Collette. Breaking ball. This one's mashed deep in the air. Down the right field line. Palmer going over near the line. Fair ball. Gone. Home run. Brewster in the lead. For the first time this season, Taylor Dollard has been touched up out on the mound. A 3 spot for the Whitecaps here in the bottom of the 7th, and they lead it 6-4. Collette now tied for the league lead with 5 long balls.
Oh, man. We haven't seen 2 balls hit like that all season from Taylor Dollard, and then they come in back-to-back at-bats to Tyler Gentry and TJ Collette. Not big average guys, a lot of power in those bats. Managing to find the barrel against Taylor Dollard. I can't even think of too many hitters that have got the barrel on a ground ball, let alone a long fly ball into the outfield, and we've seen it in back-to-back at-bats.
Not done yet either. Now Tyler Hardman, who entered today's game with 5 long balls at the plate. Bases are clear with 1 down for Dollard now. First pitch to Hardman, lined into right. 3 straight hits off Taylor Dollard. It bounces out to Palmer, and he relays it back to the infield. This is a single, an RBI triple, a 2-run home run, and now a 1-out single for the Whitecaps, all against Dollard.
In the span of 3 batters here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Taylor Dollard has seen his hits allowed go from 3 to 6. They've doubled in 3 batters here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Just something we have not been used to seeing here this summer, and just a showcase how good Dollard has been, but off to a rough start here.
First pitch to Mason Dodd, waved out and missed. Is that his first swing and miss since entering?
Yes.
First swing and miss through entering the 4th batter. That's not something we say often about Mr. Dollard. A 1-1 count now to Dodd. He's 0 for 2 with a walk today, hitting from the left side. 6-4, Whitecaps lead it. The pitch misses low in the dirt, picked by Wells, a ball and a strike. 6-4. Brewster trying to get out of the basement in this Eastern Division right now against the YD Red Sox. They need a loss from Harwich as well. That game, the Mariners and the Orleans Firebirds, 0-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. Here's the 1-1. Dodd takes a fastball high and away. 2 balls and a strike now to Dodd. Hardman leads from first. He fakes taking off for second. 2-1. Throw behind the runner. Hardman's back in time. Missed inside. 3 balls and a strike. Dollard checks Hardman at first. Infield a double play depth. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. The 3-1. Runner takes off. Popped up. Third base line. Incoming Campbell. Out goes third baseman King. It falls over King's head down the line. King will pick it up. Racing for second is Dodd. Throw comes in. Not in time. A blue double for Mason Dodd. Whitey had the infield shift on, so no chance for Wyatt Young to scamper over and make the catch down the line in a ball that would normally be the shortstop's. And 4 straight hits off Dollard. We now have a triple, a home run, a single, and a double. And there are men on second and third for the Whitecaps, leading by 2 with only 1 out.
We use the phrase so often, can't buy a hit. Well, Dollard right now can't buy an out. He's had 2 softly hit balls to the last 2 batters. Both have managed to find outfield grass, as looks like Gage Workman is going to be intentionally walked at the plate.
That is an intentional walk.
So Workman's headed down to first. The bases are loaded. Double play back in order for the Whitey defense. And Christian Molfetta, who's 1 for 3, will bat.
Now batting, the catcher from Stanford, number 17, Christian Molfetta.
3 runs across already in the bottom of the 7th for the Whitecaps. They have 5 hits in the inning. Now leading the Whitey Red Sox by 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Dollard, a deep breath out there on the mound, has not had his best night. Far from it. He's allowed 4 straight hits. First pitch to Molfetta. Breaking ball. There's a called strike. Feel like we haven't seen that curveball much from Dollard out there tonight.
Well, he likes to use it when he's ahead, but hasn't been ahead much. Brewster Whitecaps have been jumping on all over his fastball. It's prevented him from being able to use that breaking ball effectively.
0-1. Dollard still stretching. The pitch. Fastball just misses down low. A ball and a strike. Hardman on third, Dodd on second, Workman on first for the Whitecaps. They lead it by 2. A ball and a strike is the count to Molfetta. The pitch buzzes him up and inside. It's a hit by pitch. Just caught a piece of the jersey. And that's going to force in a run for the Whitecaps. They now lead it 7-4. Dollard missed high and tight with the fastball and just barely catches him. Slow walk down to first from Molfetta.
Now batting,
An RBI hit by pitch.
the second
Dollard
baseman from UC
just doesn't
Santa
seem to have it
Barbara.
tonight, TJ.
Number
Yeah,
31,
no, command's not there.
Marcos
The
Castanon.
whiffability of his pitches, not getting many swings and misses. First home run we've seen him give up. The first runs we've seen him give up. The first walk we've seen him give up. He's hit his first batter as well. All falling apart for this Whitey bullpen. And what we were talking about pregame, can the pitching staff hold up long stretch of games, high scoring? And today, the answer is no.
First pitch breaking ball to Castanon. Misses just inside. 1-0. Night slowly falling here in Brewster. Sun is set behind some trees. A soft sunlight still overhead. The 1-0 to Castanon. Fastball misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. Dollard has allowed 3 runs so far. Has not gotten an out. Oscar Carvajal gave up a leadoff single with an air out in right field by Palmer. Then after inducing a ground out, Dollard came in, supposedly to slam the door, still clinging to a 1-run lead, but it just has unraveled for YD. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Castanon was looking for an exclamation point. his team up 7-4. Bases are juiced. He was thinking about making it an 8-run frame. Castanon's 0 for 3 today. He's struck out twice. Does have a long ball on the season. The 2-1. Fouled back by Castanon, out of play. Dollar gets a new baseball. Red Sox might have let this one slip through their fingers. 7-4, Brewster leads. Castanon steps back in after a healthy pause. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 19 on the season for Dollard, and he gets the second out of the inning. Third time Castanon has gone down via the strikeouts today. 2 down, and
Now batting,
brings up
the left
Auerbach for
fielder
the second
from
time in this
Alabama,
inning.
number 29, Brett Auerbach.
Pick might have seen enough from Dollard. Might be a new relief arm ready. Just was not Taylor Dollard's night. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Brett Auerbach, who's already singled and scored here in the 7th. Just coming to the plate. Pick's going to leave Dollard out there, just giving him a deep breath out on the mound. YD in danger of losing their 3rd straight ball game. They trail 7-4 here in the bottom of the 7th. Would need quite the rally in the 8th inning, if we see an 8th inning, as darkness continues to fall rather. Auerbach batting for the second time in the frame. Brewster's batted around.
That just shows you how big of a 7th inning this is.
First pitch misses low to Auerbach for ball 1.
Playing to the elements and the sun, and if Brewster, puts up a fight in this inning, but it takes a little bit, can't push the tying run across, and then the go-ahead run, and then this game might get called early due to darkness, and you end up losing the game. Instead, it might go the other way to YD.
1-0 is fouled back by Auerbach. A ball and a strike now.
I think we just had our second foul ball of the game, nailed the foxtruck. Sitting on the basketball court right behind the press box, about 150 feet away. How about that? Hopefully they got insurance.
I don't think any hit the Fox truck when we had our Fox game at Red Wilson. 1-1. Hit in the air, right field. Palmer coming in, and the right fielder, Jake Palmer, makes the catch. Auerbach slams his helmet in frustration. He wanted to put this one to bed, but the Whitecaps strike for 4 in the 7th. They lead it 7-4 on 5 hits, including a monster 2-run home run from TJ Collette to give the Whitecaps the lead. We'll be back for the 8th, assuming we have an 8th. Coming up next on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Pitching change for the Whitecaps now on the hill from Tennessee. Number 32, Sean Hunley.
Sean Hunley on the mound for the Whitecaps. It's the top of the 8th inning, 7-4. Brewster leads the Whitey Red Sox. Campbell, Wold, Samuelson due up for Whitey, trailing by 3 runs after the 4 spot. It's 6 unanswered for Brewster as we begin the 8th. First pitch from Hunley to Campbell. Misses upstairs. Campbell hitting from the left side, the switch hitter. Hunley a righty on the mound. His 4th appearance for the Whitecaps. The 1-0. Campbell rips it right side, past the diving Castanen at second. A leadoff single for Noah Campbell to begin the 8th inning for YD. Trailing by 3. That's the 3rd hit of the night for Noah Campbell. He's 3 for 4.
From UNLV, number 19, Jack Wold.
Nobody out. Jack Wold to the plate to face Hunley. Hunley a 1-1 record. This is only his 2nd time out of the bullpen. He has a couple of starts. A 10.56 ERA. First pitch to Wold. Skied on the infield on the first pitch. Castanen, the second baseman, wants it on the right side, right at his position, and he makes the catch above his head. First down on the pop out from Wold. 1 down, top of the 8th.
Now batting.
Hunley has allowed at least an earned run in every outing so far. He allowed 3 runs against Hyannis back on June 16th. Then June 23rd, he allowed 3 earned runs. And then July 2nd, 5 earned runs in just 2/3 of an inning. First pitch to Tate Samuelson. Fastball, a called strike, 0-1. Campbell on first, 1 down. Samuelson, 1 for 3, a double in the 6th. Check on first. Campbell's back safely. Oh, 0-1 count to Samuelson. Hunley with the 0-1. Fisted, shallow right center, going out Castanen, incoming the right fielder that drops in front. Throw to second, the pick by Workman, in time to get Campbell. Gentry with the fake out there in right field, lifted his glove as if he would catch it, caused Campbell to hesitate just enough, scooped up the soft hit from Samuelson charging forward, and fired to second to get Noah Campbell.
The right fielder from
Gonna go down as a fielder's choice for Tate Samuelson.
You just got to tip your hat to the right fielder, Tyler Gentry. He played that perfectly. Has his glove up just about until the time the ball hits the ground. Campbell froze for a second in between first and second base, and that was plenty of time.
First pitch misses upstairs to Palmer.
Plenty of time for him to come in. He's got all of his momentum going towards second, makes a quick throw to second, picked out of the dirt by Castanen, and that's going to be the second out. Unfortunate for YD.
Palmer at the plate. 1 hit on the day for him and 3 times to the plate. 1-0. This is just downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes.
The rare fielder's choice, 9-4.
Check on first. Samuelson's back. 2 balls, no strikes to Palmer. The 2-0. This is at the eyes of Palmer. 3 balls and no strikes. Only 2 walks on the season for Hunley. Second straight pitcher with the first name Sean out of the bullpen for the Whitecaps.
Not just Sean, but spelled the exact same. There's so many ways to spell Sean.
Same way as my brother, S-E-A-N. 3-0, called strike to Palmer, 3-1.
My brother throw a W in there,
too. You can go S-H-A-W-N, S-H-A-U-N. My brother would say this is the correct way to spell it. S-E-A-N.
But what do you think?
I mean, I'll go with what he says. The 3-1. Called strike to Palmer. Back-to-back taking strikes. Now the count is full. 7-4 Whitecaps. Top of the 8th inning. Eric Tolman on deck for the Red Sox if Palmer can extend the frame. 3-2, 2 outs, so Samuelson's going to move with the pitch. Here it is. Fouled off by Palmer. Samuelson retreats to first, and we'll do it all over again.
We've seen Eric Tolman be getting these at-bats late in games. And just say the two-way guy, he's not all focused on pitching. He, I talked to him after the game, July 3rd at Hyannis after he hit the home run. He said, yes, he focuses more on pitching, but dedicated to working on that swing.
Another 3-2. Fouled off again by Palmer. And if Palmer can extend the inning and reach base here, that's a powerful bat with the tying run at the plate.
And when you think about it, like you think about switch hitters, like trying to manage two different swings, but trying to manage a lineup on the mound, then come to the plate and hit as well, and try and catch up to 90 plus miles an hour on the mound can be difficult. That's why not everyone can do it. In fact, very few.
Hard to do. Another 3-2. Palmer takes, low and away, ball 4. So here comes Eric Tolman. His opportunity. Samuelson moves up to second, and Palmer to first. Palmer's aboard for the second time today. Tolman pinch hitting for Gavin Dugas. Tying run at the plate. Not quite done yet are the Red Sox. They trail by 3. It's the top of the 8th inning. Sun is really setting now, so we're not sure if we'll see a 9th, but an opportunity for the Red Sox. The Brewster Whitecaps sensing the same thing. They might be slowing things down. They do have a righty up in their bullpen.
The Cape League stall tactic. We'll see what they decide right here. Tolman definitely has the pop to tie this one up. Just whether a question is, will the sun stay above the horizon when he gets an at-bat? Well, it looks like he will.
Hundley, as I said earlier, has allowed a run in every appearance so far this season. In fact, he's allowed at least 3 runs. That's the exact number these Red Sox need to tie this one.
Eric Tolman.
Wyatt Young on deck for the Red Sox, but now we're going to have another visit between the Whitecaps battery. It's Molfetta out to talk to Hundley. Quick going over some signs, perhaps, with Samuelson out there on second.
Folks, this break in the action, I'd like to
Wouldn't shock me if we see a pitching change here, too.
Games. We're at YD to finish a home and home on Thursday. At Ware
Why
on
not?
Friday, and at Falmouth
You're
on
Jamie
Saturday.
Shevchuk.
We return home.
You're in
5
control
p.m.
here to
on Sunday against Ware.
how the pace of this game goes. But now it looks like finally Tolman will step in that lefty box and give himself a shot to tie this game up.
Tolman's been a solid hitter for these Red Sox, mostly used in a pinch hitting variety. First pitch, taken off the plate away for ball 1. Wyatt Young with 2 hits today is on deck. A ball and no strikes to Tolman. 2 men aboard for the Red Sox. We're in the top of the 8th with 2 down. Whitey trails by 3. The 1-0. Big cut and a miss from Tolman. Could almost hear the exhale of breath as he whipped the bat through the zone. Now 1-1. Samuelson's on second. Palmer first. A ball and a strike to Tolman. Hundley set on the mound. He delivers. Misses outside. Pick behind Samuelson on a bounce. Not in time. Workman was there covering the bag. He gets away from the pitcher, but Samuelson has to stay put. No sense in risking it. 2 balls and a strike as that one missed away to Tolman. Hundley back, set on the mound. The 2-1. Tolman bounces it up the first base line. It's a foul ball. Might have even hit off Tolman's foot there at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs now.
That pitch was in the wheelhouse to Tolman, down and inside. That perfect spot for that groove of the lefty swing. Swoop goes more down than a right-handed swing does. Get the barrel on it, elevate it. Tolman definitely has the pop to get it out of here.
Couple of shakes out there on the mound from Hundley. Now he gets one he likes. Time called by Tolman. Chess match. Tolman steps back in. Lefty batter's box. Hundley first base side of the rubber. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He sets. And the pitch. Fouled back by Tolman. Keeps the Red Sox hopes alive.
Trying to go after a pitch right at the top shelf of the strike zone. Just got a piece of it, fouling it back. Last time he hit a home run in Hyannis, his only home run of the summer. Was a great at-bat. Fouled off numerous pitches before finally sending one off the top of the Hyannis scoreboard.
Hunley will try another 2-2. Here it is. Misses high and away. Tolman holds his swing, and it's full. Both base runners are going to be off with the pitch here. Tolman 4 for 10 on the season. He scored 4 runs, a double and that home run TJ was talking about. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. Back-to-back walks from Hunley on the mound. And now Wyatt Young to the plate. Tying run on first base for the Red Sox.
And we'll see what the Brewster dugout decides here. Wyatt Young, the go-ahead run at the plate.
From Pepperdine.
I mentioned the stall tactic. It works perfectly with a pitching change. I have a pinch runner for Tolman. Looks like it's going to be Sam Hall over on at first base. Excellent speed.
First base for
you're thinking that if you're Hall, 12, anything
Joseph
put in play, you're
Hall.
absolutely moving. He's the important run. That's why you see him over there on first. Anything in a gap, Hall's going to be booking it. Wyatt Young, second in the league in hitting, entering today's action at the dish. Lefty-righty matchup, the pitch. Catches the zone. High and outside portion of the plate for strike 1.
And I'm just puzzled with the decision. Doesn't look like there's, what I can see from where we are, anyone throwing in the Brewster bullpen right now.
Hunley still from the stretch with the bases juiced. 2 outs, the 0-1. Hart sharply hit right at Workman at second. He elects to go to first in time to get Wyatt Young. The YD Red Sox leave them loaded in the 8th. A pristine opportunity, but they cannot cash in. We're through 7.5. It's 7-4. The Whitecaps lead it. Umpires going to come together after this half inning. We'll keep you updated. Coming up next on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
safely. And
Back here at
roll caps.
the Brewster Whitecaps home field, Stony Brook Fields here in Brewster, Massachusetts. It is a final 7-4. The Whitecaps take it over the Whitey Red Sox. A come from behind win tonight for Brewster. They score 6 runs unanswered, 2 in the 6th, 4 in the bottom of the 7th, TJ. And a tough one where Whitey threw a couple of their best bullpen arms, but still couldn't quite get it done tonight.
Yeah, and an already thin pitching staff. You throw out 2 of your best arms. Oscar Carvajal's looked really good so far with YD. Then he comes in relief after Colin Kafka, who's also been really good for the Red Sox. Kafka comes in an inning and a third, gives up 2 runs. The Carvajal comes in, gives up a run, and then Dollard. You come in with a 1-run lead in the bottom of the 7th inning, up 4-3, and you're expecting Taylor Dollard to get the final 2 outs of that 7th inning. He can't. It goes as soon as Dollard comes in, it goes triple, RBI triple, 2-run home run, single, double, intentional walk, hit by pitch. And then the lead was gone, just like that, 7-4, the final today. And, a game that you look at it on paper and who threw and who had the lead and when, you think Red Sox come out on top, but the uncharacteristic outing from Taylor Dollard leave the Red Sox short tonight.
Offensively for YD, they end up leaving them loaded in the 8th inning, but the team was able to muster 11 hits and I think a better offensive performance than what we've seen as of late.
Yeah, it looked really good. They were stringing hits together. Couldn't get all the time. Couldn't get those hits with runners in scoring position, leading to only the 4 runs. They out-hit the Whitecaps 11-10. So you'd think there'd be a few more runs up there on the scoreboard, maybe a 1-run game at 7-6 right now, but instead, just the 4 runs they laid flat. Even though another good performance from Wyatt Young, Austin Wells had 3 more hits, but in the end still was not enough.
Noah Campbell tacked on 3 hits as well. Whitey's going to drop to 14, 10, and 1. Brewster back above 500, 12, 11, and 1. So they're scoreboard watching the Harwich Mariners, who currently sit just 1 point above them in the division. TJ, Ryan Hare actually had a pretty good night on the mound. 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, only the 1 run, 4 Ks to a walk. Pretty solid performance from him, and I think that's a good takeaway for this team.
Yeah, I was really pleased to see it. Ryan Hare really struggled with his control and batted balls last time out. Gave up a lot of hard hit balls his first start of the season. Today, a lot more soft contact, allowed only 3 hits and 1 total run. The control was there too. He was behind a few hitters, but not quite as many as we saw in his first start. He only walked 1, and he struck out 4. A positive development here for the Whitey pitching staff that has been through really a rough stretch, and up until the bottom of the 7th inning gave them a chance to win this ball game.
Final line score tonight, YD 4 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. They left 9 on base. Brewster scored 7 runs on 10 hits, 1 error for the Whitecaps. They left 9 aboard the base paths. Sean Fisher gets the win in relief for Brewster. Taylor Dollard, his first loss of the season. And Sean Humley gets his first save for the Whitecaps. Game took 2 hours, 55 minutes. YD, as I said, falls to 14, 10, and 1. Brewster now 12, 11, and 1, and potentially back into the playoff picture if they can get a Harwich Mariners loss. That's going on as we speak. That's going to do it for TJ and I tonight from Stony Brook Field in Brewster. We're back at home against these same Whitecaps tomorrow at Red Wilson Fields. We'll talk to you then. In the meantime, 7-4. Final, Brewster over YD. For TJ Mathewson, I'm Brian McLaughlin. This is Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.